Hey, we're got the scanner going and stuff. We're gonna listen to this mass shooting here. What's going on?
And as I see, there is fuel available at the death bar, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna get on Twitter. I'm on kind of both, so but the scanner is going nuts. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I have it on. I'll put it close to the mic and see if you guys can hear it better as it's going off. Because I mean, it's going off. There's a whole lot of shit going on here. Let's see. Here's the breaking news. Oh wait, this is related. Hold on. So this one was from 5 minutes ago. It says Lewiston active shooter, multiple people shot and injured across 3 locations in Maine, and it's 55 minutes ago. Police are rushing to the scene of a mass casualty event in Lewiston, Maine after a gunman opened fire at 2 locations. Pictures of the suspect armed with a rifle have been released by the police. In the images, the man can be seen walking into a business with a weapon shouldered. Local fire rescue services have confirmed it is a mass casualty event across multiple scenes. 2 scenes identified so far are popular nighttime spots, bowling alley, spare time recreation, and Shiminji's bar, a local school where a parent-teachers conference was also being held. And has also gone into lockdown. Clips of the emergency chatter on police radios posted on social media suggest there are 16 people suffering from gunshot wounds at the scene so far. Police are warning people to stay in their homes and lock their doors. Footage taken at one of the scenes shows terrified people running for cover. State police are assisting local police with the incident. The situation is believed to be active. A statement from
University in Baltimore. I don't have a lot of information, but we are getting some reports there may have been 4 to 6 people shot. We're also getting reports there may be 1 or 2 shooters. Obviously, this is the fog of the situation. The university thinks that there may be shots coming from a window of a dorm. But again, the other report is that it's on or near campus. I haven't even got the alert yet, but you can bet your bottom dollar if the university is already aware of this, there are alerts going out throughout all of campus. One second, thank you. There will be alerts all over campus to shelter in place. Here we are, statement. Please note, active investigation currently underway. Shots being fired on or near campus. Please stay clear of the area surrounding Thurgood Marshall Hall and the Murphy Fine Arts Center and shelter in place. That's exactly what happens. I've got this to a T now because there are so many shootings. That's what's happening. Again, this is at Morgan State University in Baltimore. No independent confirmation of how many shot, but again, the reports 4 to 6 people shot, maybe 2 shooters. A statement from the police. Baltimore Police Department on the scene of an active shooter. Situation is the address is 1700 block of Argonne Drive, asking everyone to shelter in place, avoid the area. Just looking for any other updates here. Yeah, the police.
Lifeline 6 from Metro.
Fly flight. They're calling. Thank you so much, Cash. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the Hive.
6 for the medical director. Could you please stand down?
Oh wow. So they're saying 16 so far. 16 have been shot so far.
Yes, please return to Bangor. Thank you. Turn around. Suicide landing assured at the Lewiston Airport.
Hey, B Tim, what's up?
Nothing much. I didn't even know about this until like now, pretty much. I'm just reading up on it. I'm reading up on it here and there.
Pretty damn bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Hey, Becca, what's up? Duke, don't you start, damn it.
So has it been 16 shot or 16 killed?
We've been asked by command on scene here to move to the Colisee. As long as that's okay with you, we're just going to follow the fire truck.
That's the scanner. They're gonna follow the fire truck there. They're trying to get people like to the hospital and stuff.
10-4, that's fine.
The shooter's still at large. And they're saying a lot of supposedly, okay, Ninny said she's seeing 50 to 60 people wounded. But the only report I got so far from Ashley Banfield said 16, but there's multiple locations for sure. And they're saying they're asking people to go home, lock their doors and close their businesses, and lock the doors as well. So yeah, it's pretty damn bad right now. 16 confirmed dead, 50 to 60 people shot.
16 dead?
It said Lady Tara said 16 confirmed dead and 50 to 60 people shot.
Jesus.
CNN and Fox on Twitter. Okay, we'll go check real quick here. We'll go.
Let me just confirm that. Let me just read that. See if that's.
Well, here's some of the video where they're running away. Here he is. Here's the man with an assault rifle is wanted for shootings at 2 locations in Lewiston, Maine. Town has a population of. Hold on 1 second. Peekaboo. Oh yeah. So yeah. So this is I'm guessing where because it's here's the videos. We've already seen these. We went over these. Okay, at least 10 people killed in mass shooting in Maine, sources say. This is 3 minutes ago. ABC News breaking. At least 10 people are dead and dozens more have been injured in a mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine, according to law enforcement.
Jesus.
That's right here on the screen. Breaking news.
Life Flight 6 for Medco.
And they have Life Flight coming now, too.
Just confirming, are you coming into the airport or to Eastern Maine?
Asking Life Flight if they're coming into the airport.
Queen, can you read the backtrack for a moment?
What? I'm sorry?
Just read the backtrack for a moment.
Oh, yeah. You got to put something back there. There's nothing back there. Oh, you know what? Thanks. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
I'm going to let Duke out real quick. Give me 1 second.
No problem. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. 10 dead. Was that that looked like an AR, right? The weapon that he had on him, probably a
Yeah, it's
modified
definitely
one.
a rifle for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, probably one of those modified ones. My guess, if he's able to get that, it's probably the modified ARs. That's just me looking at it. It looks like an AR to me. He didn't get into the distribution center at Walmart. I heard that on the scanner. Holy fuck. Yeah, it's crazy, Becca. It's really crazy. Louisiana Queens said a few minutes ago that they are still on the loose. Yeah. There's several agencies involved. There are going to be conflicting stories until the data. Yeah, I would say probably 10 would probably be, just listen to that. Looks like he has some sort of backpack on him, right? So.
Yeah, it does kind of look like he's got a backpack on his back there.
Yeah.
Here's some better pictures. This says 6 minutes ago, mass shooting suspect reportedly at large, according to local law enforcement. So he's still at large right now at this point, but they're saying on ABC that 10 people have been confirmed dead so far, which is that's so sad. So unnecessary too at this point.
It's pointless. It's a pointless killing of innocent people.
So suspect identification email. Okay. We are encouraging businesses to lock their doors or close while we investigate. The suspect is still at large.
Jeez. Has anyone identified him yet? Or he's still unidentified? Because that's a pretty good picture of him. You think probably authorities will hold that.
Well, they so it says multiple mass shootings being reported out of Lewiston, Maine this evening. 2 separate shooting locations are being reported: local high school as well as a bar named Shemenji's. This is a mass casualty event. It has been declared with mutual aid being requested from surrounding counties. Statement released from the sheriff. We are encouraging all businesses to lock down. The suspect is still at large. Then there's these videos here that we've already watched. I mean, I've already played these ones already, but
there's a question. Is anyone that can explain the video?
People running from it. This is basically just people running.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole town is in lockdown. That's correct. Okay, crime. Yeah, that is scary. I would be, these people definitely need some prayers or some hope or something, because that's fucking terrible. Yeah, let me see. Pretty much everyone's starting to write articles about it, but let me say. Involved at least 2 active shooters, police shooting events.
This was 2 minutes ago. 16 people are reportedly dead and multiple others injured after a mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine. The suspect is still at large. A shelter-in-place order is now in place.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is crazy as hell. This is fucking sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're saying 16 dead so far. That was 4 minutes ago. So and these are basically, videos of them running away from the scene, like.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, it's happening now. Yes, it's correct.
Yeah, this is going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They described him holding what is an AR-15 style gun. Again, that information from authorities this evening. At least 2 active events still happening in the Lewiston, Auburn area. We had a map, if we can show that again, really just to show people where this is all playing out this evening. The active situation now, as we know, according to Central Maine Medical Center, calling this a mass casualty event in these two areas here in Lewiston, which is why we are on the air this evening, bringing this information to you. Spare Time Bowling Alley, that is the location there on Mollison Way, and another pool hall there on Lincoln Street this evening. Again, if you're just joining us here this evening, the news coming out of Lewiston, Auburn area, Central Maine Medical Center reacting to what they are describing as a mass casualty event.
And just for perspective, we have been reporting that these two scenes are roughly 3 miles apart. So not a huge distance we're talking about, but clearly has created a mass casualty situation where multiple agencies are currently responding, and medical professionals now are also prepared to receive any of the victims, anybody injured. So lots of people working at this moment to make sure that they find the suspect or suspects. Again, if you know anything, please reach out to law enforcement. We're trying to learn from our reporters what it's like on the ground, on the scene right there. We know that we have heard some sirens, lots of sirens. We know that Miles was reporting that he was also sheltering in place, trying to be safe during this, what can only be described as very chaotic moment. And we are getting some video and some photos from our viewers sending us these pictures of what looks to be a very active investigation.
And I think as we take a moment to pause and reflect.
Victor India Nora Edward Street. We have a 72-year-old female having
emergency responders around that person. We were in the middle of the debate when this happened, and our panelists who were here sharing some of those reactions from all of us who are Mainers. We've seen scenes like this in many parts of the country, but now this is happening at home. The message you see there on your screen: Lewiston police ask residents to lock their doors due to an active shooter investigation, a mass casualty event. Central Maine Medical Center, we have a statement from them that they distributed earlier this evening, just moments ago, actually, reacting to that mass casualty, a mass shooter event, as they described this. This is the scene outside of Spare Time, one of two locations, the other a pool hall there in Lewiston. And we've seen a picture of a suspect. Here is the statement that we're seeing here. We'll read this to you here in full because it's very powerful and helps us understand what's happening. Central Maine Medical Center is reacting to a mass casualty, mass shooter event. At this time, there are no specifics to share on the number of casualties. Central Maine Healthcare is coordinating with area hospitals, so that suggests there are multiple hospitals involved at this point in this response. They're taking in patients. The site, their website, will be updated with more information as it becomes available. We said the suspect here, we believe this is the suspect, according to the Androscoggin County Sheriff. Not sure if there are more suspects, but we were given this image here of who the Androscoggin County Sheriff describes as a suspect in this case.
It was posted to their Facebook page, John, and along with this picture came this statement: law enforcement in Androscoggin County are investigating 2 active shooter events. We are encouraging all businesses to lock down and or close while we investigate. The suspect is still at large. Now, mind you, that was roughly 30 minutes ago. So we are assuming, we are under the assumption, we have not heard otherwise. So we can only infer that the suspect is in fact still at large. And this still remains the case, that they're asking for businesses to close, for people to shelter in place. And right when this kind of all broke, the superintendent of schools even sending out a message that the schools need to be in lockdown, because if there's any continuing education classes, if teachers, if anyone is still in the school, we're asking them to shut down. So one might infer that the city of Lewiston, probably Auburn as well, completely shut down at this moment while law enforcement work to try and find this suspect or suspects.
Certainly.
Yeah, I mean,
Scanner's going, so
yeah. I'll make sure to not talk too much. But do you
no,
think
you're fine.
there's a possibility of two suspects? Since the location seemed to be pretty wide, or you think he went from one location and then to another?
Yes, that scanner said the specific car and address for the shooter.
Oh wait, let me just read the Queen. Look at the back chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Don't.
said Robert Card, born 1983.
Yeah,
He's heading
but
towards Mixer's nightclub.
oh my god.
You're coming in as full static.
Shit.
I tried to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, specific car. They're going after him, looking for him now, huh?
Hopefully, perhaps this person.
Yep, all units. They're calling for all units to look for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if 16 is confirmed. I saw the news article said 10. So some people are saying 16. Some people are
Yeah,
saying
some of
more.
the news ones are saying 16, some are saying 10.
I don't think anyone's going to have a confirmed number until probably tomorrow, like in the morning, tomorrow morning or in a couple hours. So there was rumors of 2 shooters earlier on. I can understand why, because it's 2 separate events, but right now I don't know. I haven't read anything yet that said 2, but there's always rumors flying around in situations like this. Let's just hope it's just one crazy guy, and they catch him quickly. I just hate like the situation like this because it's like,
Yeah, this really sucks.
you know, and if now the name that's they got that from the scanner, that's what they suspect his. Okay. Yeah, I would also suggest people don't go on Twitter and start looking, and start commenting on random people that you think are Robert Carr or whatever. It's probably not a good idea. Probably the best thing to do is wait until the authorities confirm it, and then or news things, because you don't want to be one of those types of people that just start You could be accusing like another Robert Carr or something like that, Card or something like that. So nothing, you know what I mean. So you got to be careful with that stuff. And with these types of events, sometimes the names just change. So maybe they just, you don't know if it's confirmed him or not. So scrubs out there, many, whatever I'll leave. Yeah. What do you mean? What's going on? Let me see. There's really 2 shoots. Oh, you don't have to leave, Laura Lee. I get it. It's the Middle Eastern. Yeah.
Oh, Fox News is reporting 22 dead. Wow.
I hope they're wrong.
I know. I hope they are too. That's sad, man. And it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, the guy looked young on the image. I don't understand how a young guy like that.
They got new images up right now. This one's from 1 minute ago. Here, I'll pop it up real quick.
Yeah. I don't understand how a young guy decides to commit such fucking atrocities, and I don't get it.
Okay, so it says picture of the killer responsible for 16 dead, 50 to 60 individuals wounded. Suspect is still at large.
Yeah.
There's another image of him there.
Where'd you hear that, Leo Linus? Man. Jeez.
Injuries, strength, one, take damage, that should be clear.
I think it's going to be hard to tell too, at first how many people there is, because there's,
Injuries and stuff like
reports
that.
coming in, different news reports coming in. Yeah, here we go. Breaking update, at least 16 people, dozens injured. Okay, police are still investigating multiple locations, including a bowling alley and a restaurant.
Queen in the back.
Okay, did they release a photo of the car? All right, cool. The state police are going to give an update, so we'll put that on there, but it's a white Subaru.
Hey, folks, I'm here in Lewiston.
Wow. So white Subaru, huh? That's what they're looking for right now. Right there's the picture of it. See it right there?
Yeah.
So you are seeing on the screen pictures of the suspect and pictures of a vehicle.
There you go. Pictures of the suspect and pictures of the vehicle. So there's the Subaru Outback. Okay.
Jesus.
So that's the car. That's the vehicle they're looking for.
Yeah.
Right. So many people not coming home tonight. God, that's so sad. Shit. ABC. Hold on. ABC just broke in with breaking news about it. Yeah, we got the scanner going. We're watching. We got the news going. So if there's anything else you guys have or links, go ahead and email them to me or come up and drop them in the back chat and I'll pop them up. But yeah, this is the picture as of right now.
Yeah. I'm just looking through the news.
Okay, here's the name. Lewiston, Maine mass shooting suspect Robert Card has been previously arrested for child P and is a registered offender who cannot legally possess a firearm.
Is that confirmed?
It says right here, right? This is what it says.
Oh, can you send me that? Like,
it's on Twitter. It's on the.
Yeah, and who is the source that said it?
John Basham. FBI target, Twitter files, censorship. Here, I don't know who this is, but that's who posted it.
I would be a little bit reluctant with that because he's not like the news, and I would probably be reluctant. And he doesn't look like someone from the news, probably.
Well, I'm sure it'll come out soon enough, if that's that's the name that was put in the back chat across the scanner as well. If you go look in the back chat, that's the same name.
Yeah, that is the name that's coming up.
That's the name that went across the scanner.
But I'm not sure if that's the same guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we can't confirm if it's the same guy or not. But
Yeah.
I can just say that's the name that came across the scanner, and that's the name on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, I can't confirm or deny anything about it, to be honest. I don't know. But I mean, what we're showing on here is what seems to be out at the moment.
Yeah.
I think that's like I said, because it's across the scanner. So when people hear that, you know what I'm saying? It's as soon as it comes across, people start looking that up. Doesn't even look like him, does it?
Yeah, doesn't. That's the thing. I'm like, I mean, maybe if he
Yeah,
had glasses
doesn't look like
on.
him. He don't
Yeah,
look like him to me, anyways. Yeah.
yeah. That's why I said like, who's your source? And I was like, when I saw, the
Yeah,
guy's
because I mean, you can't. Yeah, you got to. I mean, honestly, you have to be careful with on here. But like I said, we're just scrolling through Twitter, so you can see we didn't put that out there, But
Yeah.
But the real key, obviously, is intelligence.
this is
Who is
ABC
this
News.
guy? And I'm going to guess in short order, if they don't know already, who he is.
And Brad, what do you make of that image that we're seeing now, that grainy surveillance image? What kind of weapon are we looking at?
Looks like to me an AR-15 or some version of it.
Yeah,
It could have been
modified.
an M4. I'd have to see it closer. But it looks like to me that he's got some sort of extended magazine. I mean, typically those weapons, you can maybe shoot up to 25 or 30 rounds with a standard magazine. So that's why you have so many people shot. I'm going to guess the number is probably really big as to the number of people injured. And you've got to find this guy quickly, because is he, as I mentioned earlier, going to go into another location? But that's sadly, Juju, the weapon of choice with these mass shooters.
Myself, Cassie, and Sam Koswa. We're ready for a call if you guys need us. Kevin, thank you. Helicopter to Lewiston Command. Sir, just so you have it, we're overhead the city right now.
That's the police. That's the helicopter there that they're talking to.
And if there's any place you'd like us to check or focus on, just let us know.
Can y'all hear that? Okay, the scanner.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look in the chat to see if anyone can hear it. No.
Wow.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah.
Thank you, Okie Crime News, for the super chat, love. I appreciate that. And Cash, I don't know if I told you thank you for the gifted memberships, but I appreciate you supporting the Hive. Thank you, love. Oh. God, that's scary.
I'm wondering if he would have cased these places before this event and gone to these locations beforehand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I mean, I wonder we're going to watch the press conference to see.
Yeah. Because these are kind of
What's
precise. What's up?
That girl, she popped up.
Just listening to
Coming
this
up in
awful
chat.
stuff, man.
Yeah, that's terrible. That girl. It's terrible.
It's almost the holidays. These poor people.
Yeah, and they were just out having fun. And these people were out having fun. They were like bowling and at a pool hall, and some crazy person comes in there and starts shooting them.
Yeah, it's just a random Wednesday before Halloween, fucking assholes. Damn, man.
Yeah.
Like I just can't with all this, you guys.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like a young guy, this mass shooter, so I'm just, man, he has the beard, but doesn't look like he's in his 40s or something like that.
Hey, June, how are you, love? Yeah, this is terrible. I mean,
I mainly wanted to let you know because I'm going to have company soon that you forgot to pin the link, babe. So I just keep popping it in the chat. So I just wanted to make sure you knew the link wasn't pinned.
Yeah, I didn't pin it because I figured I'd just drop it throughout the, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah,
do an
no,
open panel.
perfect.
I didn't put open panel. I just figured I'd drop it as periodically, you know what I mean?
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Yeah, I'm just,
I feel like I did that day that we came on and watched the guy who ran into the parade, that crazy dude.
Oh
Where it
yeah.
made my tummy turn when we all watched that together. It's just so, God.
And his trial was kind of crazy.
Oh, indeed. Jen says WNTW TV is
I'm
local
reading it.
news and it's
I'm
fine.
reading it now,
Okay.
trying to put it on here, but I was looking for the
Perfect.
link anyways. Trying to find the live, but I'm reading it back here. You ain't got to read it to me, baby. I got it.
Oh, okay, perfect. I didn't know if you were looking because you're not always looking. I can't even believe that.
Where is it live? Because it's not on YouTube, baby. So where is it? Or do you want to find the link and post in the back chat?
I know ABC News is live right now.
Thank you, Jen.
No, I'm not finding it.
Transporting 1 code 3 to Maine Med, 5 miles 0. Road with 1 to Maine Med, code 3, starting 0, time is 21:41.
Here you go, Queen. I put the main local news.
The one that's live now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I feel so bad for all these people, you guys.
Doors. I texted my aunt. She lives in that area. I texted my aunt earlier tonight and I said, please shut the lights off, lock the doors.
Yeah.
Just stay hidden.
Absolutely.
Stay
Listen
out of
to
the way.
police tonight.
Okay,
Please
this
stay
is the
home.
same
Please
stuff
stay
we
safe.
was
We even
watching.
had some colleagues here saying that they knew people.
Yeah, but it's local, so you know.
Someone in surgery.
And those are pretty far distances. Those two locations.
Many more
So
possibly injured in this shooting.
Seems like it'd have to be more
Now
than
we'll
one
reset this
person.
for you. This is happening in
yeah,
Lewiston,
I don't know,
in
but I don't want to like unnecessarily scare people, you know, until it's
as well
confirmed.
as
So I don't know.
Schmeggy's,
But
Oh,
it's
yeah, I'm not
possible.
trying to scare anybody. I just don't
4
see how
miles
somebody
away
could be
from
in
that.
two places at
There
once.
are
Vita.
multiple scenes.
Yeah.
Houston remains.
Is really remarkable right now, and we're going to try to share the information, whatever we learn throughout the night here, with patience and grace, because this is just an absolutely devastating situation for the families who are here in Lewiston, waiting for an update on the condition of people that they care about deeply.
Jesus.
Terry Stackhouse there live outside Central Maine Medical Center describing the personal impact there on the scene of people who are arriving there at the hospital waiting for updates on their loved ones, and Terry describing those medical professionals sprinting to work tonight to do their jobs.
We're going to go now to Josh Margolin, who's with ABC News, who has some law enforcement sources, who is learning some new details for us. Josh, what can you tell us at this time?
Confirmed that there are likely to be at least 16 fatalities, dozens more injured. There was some thought a little while ago that the suspect might have been confined to the Walmart distribution center, but they have a concern among law enforcement that he may have gotten out of the area. So the New Hampshire police are putting up some roadblocks. The FBI sent in aviation assets to, even though it's dark, to try to see if they could help locate him. Obviously, he's armed, certainly dangerous, because we've seen what's happened tonight already. It's so terrible.
Walk us through a little bit more about what you know. You mentioned that New Hampshire police are putting up roadblocks. That tidbit, that piece of information about the suspect possibly at one point being in a Walmart distribution center. Can you go over that again?
We don't really know exactly what had happened, and we're still trying to piece together a timeline of events. Police, frankly, in the fog of these kinds of things first happening, they're trying to piece together the events. We know there appear to be 3 separate locations. One of them is the Walmart distribution center. There was a thought earlier that the individual with the weapon might have been confined to the Walmart, but then there's some thought that because they don't really know, you know, and these kinds of things are very, very fluid. There's a ton of confusion. People are panicked. They're injured. They see a lot of blood. These are terrible, terrible, scary situations. So you get these reports from eyewitnesses and victims that are inaccurate, but obviously unintentionally, but they're trying to relay the information as best they can quickly. So, for instance, there was a report a little while ago, maybe an hour ago, that there might have been a second suspect, a second shooter. That so far has also been unconfirmed. That happens all the time. We oftentimes hear about a second shooter, and there's been almost no active shooter events in modern American history where there have been two shooters. Only the one that comes to mind is Columbine back in 1999. So all of these things, we don't really know the actual timeline, the actual chain of events. That's going to become clear soon. I mean, the truth is the people who know best among law enforcement are on the scene working on this. And the information that we're getting is from law enforcement, but it's secondhand. It's coming from people on the scene who are relaying the information back to their headquarters or back to other partner agencies that are either sending in resources or are just trying to help.
Yeah, and things are developing rapidly. Again, you mentioned the fluid situation. We're learning things just momentarily, in moments.
We sure are. And Josh, as we work to learn more about what is happening, we know there's an extensive police response here in Maine with local law enforcement. We know ATF Boston sending a division-wide response. What are you hearing from your police sources about what other resources or what law enforcement might likely end up being involved in this response here in Maine tonight?
Well, certainly we can expect that it'll be the full array of emergency response resources, FBI, ATF, local police, Sheriff's Department. In fact, as I understand it already, the Sheriff's Department, the larger agency, has taken over. That's fairly typical. FBI has unbelievably skilled evidence response capacity. What they do is they send in people who can gather all sorts of evidence, help recreate everything, figure out exactly what the timeline of events was. The ATF, remarkable skill when it comes to tracking weapons, tracking ammunition, being able to figure out, the actual timeline associated with the firing of the gun or guns. So those are the kinds of things we're going to see. But these kinds of things also take a tremendous amount of staff power, because large scenes, multiple scenes, as we know, spread out. I mean, some of us have actually been in Walmart distribution centers. They're enormous. Even if there might not have been a lot of the shooting events inside the Walmart, and we don't know that yet, it's a large location as opposed to, say, a bowling alley or a bar.
Of course, again, these things are fluid, and I don't want to have you speculate too much, but you did mention that New Hampshire police are putting up roadblocks and that aviation assets are going up. So do we know that law enforcement thinks that this person has either left Maine or is trying to leave Maine?
We don't know that.
Okay.
This is all preemptive and precautionary. They know that it's a situation in the dark. They're looking for one person that is quite literally a needle in a haystack. So they are doing what they can to confine the shooter as best they can.
Okay. Josh Margolin with ABC News, thank you so much for all of that information, putting it into perspective for us. We appreciate it. Hopefully you'll be able to check in with us a little bit later as we learn more. So we appreciate your time. Thank you, and please be safe out there.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
These pictures here on your screen from the shooting this evening, law enforcement sending us these new images of who they are looking for at this point, the suspect in this case. Now they say responsible for at least 16 deaths, dozens more injured. And again, we're hearing that they are trying to confine the suspect who was last seen in Lewiston. But again, it's unclear at this point, as the FBI now involved, the ATF, state, local police, sheriff's office, all looking for the suspect. The assets, helicopters now in the air, as well as the search is really now expanding outside of Maine across New England tonight.
And that doesn't necessarily mean, again, that, as Josh confirmed, that we believe, or law enforcement believes, that the suspect has left the state, but they are looking for what he says, a needle in a haystack, one shooter in all of these areas. So it's this is all very precautionary, but they're just trying to track down the suspect. I want to see if we can pull up the car. We had a image of a vehicle that police say may have been connected to the suspect that they were looking for. It is what appears to be a white car, perhaps silver. You're looking at it right there on your screen. If it all looks familiar to you, police would like to hear from you. They're saying that this car is somehow related to the suspect, is what they're thinking at this time.
And it sounds like, certainly from Lewiston police, that they do believe that this vehicle belonged to the shooter. They describe it as that white hatchback that you're seeing there. Unclear where this image was taken, appears to be from some kind of surveillance camera. Police also saying that the front bumper may be painted black. So if you have seen this vehicle, if you know whose vehicle it may be, again, we don't know much about the suspect other than the pictures that were released. We don't know if this person is from Maine, how this person ended up at these locations. Again, our partners at ABC News discussing a third location where shots were not fired, but initially believed that that suspect was contained at the Walmart distribution center on Goddard Road in Lewiston. But again, unclear if that is still the case. Certainly seems to be an expanding search as Maine law enforcement, Maine police bringing in more help in this search.
And you mentioned police, John. I just wanted to put this out there that just minutes ago, South Portland fire department. So, you know, the law enforcement community and the fire department coming together at this time. South Portland Fire Department saying our thoughts and prayers are with all the victims involved in tonight's incident in Lewiston. To all of our fellow first responders responding to this incident, please be safe. One of those many things that indicate that when something happens in one Maine community, it really happens in all of them.
It sure does. And the ripple effects of this really spreading tonight. Central Maine Community College saying, due to the active shooting situations reported, Central Maine Community College, they're going to be closed tomorrow. That is Thursday, October 26. Students living on campus, they will be provided additional guidance. That is, according to the college, they say their thoughts are with the entire community this evening. A difficult evening, of course, for so many people all over the state, outside of Lewiston, through New England, and really all over the country right now, who are following this search and are sending not only thoughts, prayers, but also resources here to Maine tonight as this active search continues.
Absolutely. This is currently a national story. We're seeing it on national news media outlets. We've heard from ABC News, Josh being one of the reporters that we've heard from, but also ABC News confirming that at least 16 people are dead, dozens injured in this situation. John, you mentioned some closures. We also know that MSAD 52 has been canceled as well. School has been canceled for tomorrow. As we know that this is Turner, Green, and Leeds. So that is MSAD 52 canceling tomorrow. Also, YMCA events in Auburn being canceled for tomorrow as well.
The image here of the suspect holding what police are describing as an AR-15 style gun, the newest images that we've received right here from law enforcement, the person that they tell us they are looking for on your screen this evening, in connection with 16 people now reported dead, according to police, dozens injured in multiple shootings there in Lewiston. Again, no arrests this evening. The reason why Lewiston issuing a shelter-in-place order, businesses are asked to close, getting to be late in the evening, presumably closed anyway. But we are seeing just the impact of this as we are seeing outside Central Maine Medical Center, the response there, this mass casualty event, as multiple hospitals are now responding to this.
We have heard from elected officials, including Governor Mills. We've heard from Senator King. Now we're hearing also from Lewiston's mayor. We have the statement here up on your screen. Let me read it to you. Lewiston is currently under a shelter-in-place order, and it is critical to prioritize your safety and the safety of those around you. Please follow all recommended guidelines and stay home. We will continue to monitor the situation, and state police will provide updates. I am heartbroken for our city and our people. Lewiston is known for our strength and grit, and we will need both in the days to come. A statement from Lewiston's mayor this evening in the wake of this terrible tragedy.
And we're hearing this phrase this evening, shelter in place, and it's not something that we hear often here in Maine. I just checked the FEMA website. FEMA describing what a shelter in place situation is. I'll read here from the FEMA website. When disaster strikes, they say safer to stay in your home, place of employment, or other location. Of course, that is what they are wanting people to do at this point. Here's the quote that's really compelling. An active shooter is an individual engaged in attempting to kill people in a confined space or a populated area. That is what triggers authorities to say that we are going to have a shelter in place order. Active shooters typically use firearms and have no pattern, according to FEMA, to their selection of victims. It's very sobering to even read that out loud this evening here, as we do have that shelter in place order issued by authorities here, as we're seeing those images coming in live tonight, the pictures from outside the bar, the bowling alley, the hospital, as this scene continues to unfold, because there is no shooter in custody tonight.
And we heard from Miles and we heard from Terry. And I think one of the things that you really have to take away is that this community is really having a moment of panic, shock, and grief. And they are doing what they can, as the mayor said, to be gritty and to be tough and to.
So the only other one I have is CNN News, and that's over here.
Yeah. I think people are just trying to get as much info and pretty much knowing.
Joining me now is ABC News Chief
Yeah.
Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas. Pierre, what are you hearing?
Well, federal authorities are deeply concerned about this. Sources confirming to me multiple fatalities, multiple injured, as Aaron pointed out, multiple locations, law enforcement descending on the area, the FBI sending assets, making all resources available. I expect that the Attorney General will be briefed very shortly on this situation. Again, it's being described to me extremely volatile, extremely dangerous situation with the suspect still at large.
Pierre, we're also being told that the president has now been briefed on the situation. This is clearly an active shooter situation underway. Joining me now is ABC News Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas.
That would make sense.
Looking at is outside of Central Maine Medical Center, where speaking to that, medical personnel running into that building, getting their scrubs on to try and help the people and the victims that would arrive at that ambulance and that, you know, that first responder center right there, and they were running to there to help members of their community. And I think that that's, you know, one thing that we might want to think about as we move forward.
A lot to process here, and we will do so tonight, though, about safety, about your safety as you're watching this at home. We certainly hope and pray that you are safe at home. As Central Maine Medical Center, these images from outside coming from our crew there in Lewiston, the statement from CMMC saying that the hospital reacting to a mass casualty, the mass shooter event. No specifics that they're sharing anyway on the number of casualties. Law enforcement sources telling us 16 people are dead, dozens injured. Central Maine Healthcare, St. Mary's, they are taking in patients as well. And a very compelling point that Terry made was seeing family members arrive to the hospital. Imagine getting that call and showing up at the hospital, not knowing if your loved ones are on one of those gurneys, if they are inside the hospital. Are dedicated doctors and lawyers, are the doctors and nurses responding after hours to the hospital, you know, really dedicated there to.
Good Lord, that's so loud, and it scared me when it just did that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Lewiston, Maine is the location.
Yeah.
And also, I just want to, like, I know the name Robert Card has been thrown around a lot. Just
Yes,
make sure
it's
no one, Yeah, just
Bolo, Robert Card 4483, Operations Subaru Outback 2013.
yeah.
Lewis PD just had eyes on the vehicle.
Okay.
Oh wow! I hope they catch whoever it is.
I do
man.
too. I hope they get his ass because this is bullshit.
Well, and it
Yeah.
kind of seems like once you've done all this, it wouldn't hurt to do more. So I really hope they find him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm wondering about.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I was wondering about. They talked about Walmart fulfillment center or something like that, and they heard that was shooting. Like they went there, so that's a little interesting. If he's there or not, I mean,
You wonder about employees and was he one, and
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, don't it?
But I would like to say, like, for the Robert Card, don't go on like Facebook and just type in Robert Card and start just randomly going after anyone with that name, guys. Just be careful with that, because it's like a very changing situation.
Yeah, you just have to. The only reason Jen put it up here is she just heard the Bolo report go across the scanner.
Yeah, I get it.
Everybody. I mean, there's like 2,500 people just on this one.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna be looking it up. But yeah, and everyone's gonna be looking it up.
18,000 listeners on the other one.
Yeah, everyone's looking up that name right now. I'm just saying, like, be very.
And it says right here on the scanner, it says Auburn and Lewiston Fire and EMS. It is now stopped, but it says 16 people dead, multiple shootings in Lewiston, Maine. Suspect is at large.
God,
So it
that
says
is
on the
so many people. The funeral homes and the hospitals are going to be so overwhelmed, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
How sad too. A couple months before Christmas, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So here's the active situation here.
Oh, okay. So the person who's saying that Robert, the army thing, is Jonathan Lee Richards, and he has a video, and he did it 10 minutes ago, basically. And I think there was another one. So yeah. So
I
take
feel
that
like
with a grain of salt.
I feel like it's always a white guy.
Not always. But
Almost though. I mean, damn near.
Unfortunately.
I mean, good God. Not that it matters. I'm just saying it always seems to be kind of like that one demographic that really loses their shit. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And those aren't close locations. They don't look that close.
I just wonder if that. Let me see. I'm not sure.
How far is it?
There's a patient sitting up. They're on the scene with them, I guess. I don't know. Are you still listening, Jen?
I'm listening, but I'm just trying to compare the photo with what.
Oh well, they got a new one out. Then if you're comparing photos, they got a different one out.
Yeah,
now.
like this is. I think I'm trying to see if like actual JLR is just
now
randomly.
instead of saying that, they're saying that it's this guy right here. So
that's what.
This is the thing. Here's another person right here. They're saying.
Yeah, that's what JLR is saying too.
Yeah. So who knows if that's really him?
Yeah. Wow. That's what I mean. Like you go, like there's a lot of people.
It's so much.
Yeah, a lot of people are just typing in Robert Card and they're just like kind of just fiddling, and that's why you got to be careful with that until it's been confirmed.
They did that with Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito and stuff too. They were saying one guy was him, and people just go nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, more footage of the police guarding Lewiston hospitals as manhunt for killer continues.
Yeah.
Imagine having that many patients that are critical care all at once.
Yeah.
What a
maybe like they should. Do they have enough blood or something like that in that location?
Who knows? Do they?
No fucking way. It says developing one person has been arrested in connection to the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine that left 22 dead and 60 injured.
Yeah, so there's a possibility.
This says George's Pizza Store. No fucking way.
Do they even have like a good trauma unit there? I mean, what kind of hospitals are in that area?
That doesn't look like the guy. He doesn't have a beard. So is there a possibility there's multiple shooters or multiple people connected?
Dude, a man can have an electric razor in his car and shave that shit off while he drives.
That's true.
Just
That's
on the
true.
real, if I just killed that many people, I'd be trying to change my appearance. I'd probably shave my
But
head while driving.
his clothes are different. He's wearing a sweater. I mean, like, it's...
That doesn't mean anything to me, because after you do that, you're going to try to change your appearance in any way you can, I would think.
Okay.
How long has it been since it started?
Also, he could be just not related to the whole thing. He could have been just like...
Yeah.
They could have been asking him questions, and then he didn't really cooperate. And they're like, okay, well, you're coming in, and we're going to make sure that you are not, the shooter, basically. So you never know with this type of situations. Like, everything is just ever changing.
Yeah, it's really, like they said, fluid or whatever. It's so scary too. I feel so bad for the children in that town. They're not going to sleep. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And how many of the babies aren't going to have their parents after? It's just awful.
Blood banks are going to be depleted. Please give to your local blood banks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because you have over 50 to 60 people who are injured. Might be they might need a lot of blood. You know what I mean? So maybe maybe that's the next thing they're gonna need.
I just really hope that the hospitals are prepared and have good trauma units.
I don't think they're gonna be prepared for this.
Well, you can't be totally prepared, but I mean, like, even have the units that deal with that kind of stuff. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It says, because you can't prepare for this type of stuff. I mean, this is just a nightmare.
No, they're going to have to send them every which way they can.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think there could be casualties just based off the fact that they can't treat and save people fast enough.
True. Did they set a time for the press conference? Let me check if they actually set a time. Probably not.
Wishful thinking said that the trauma hospital are New Hampshire. I can't look it up because I'm on my phone.
3
but
locations police are investigating, and 55 to 60 people injured. I want to bring in now Clint Watts, former FBI special agent and an MSNBC national security analyst. Clint, this is indeed a mass casualty event. These numbers are ticking up higher. An extraordinary tragedy. 22 people dead, 55 to 60 injured. They believe the shooter went to 3 different locations. Let me just first, NBC News can confirm 22.
Lorton, if you can, please do.
And then another location that we have learned is on Goddard Road. That is the Walmart distribution center that Josh.
Yeah, those are pretty far apart, to be honest with you.
Affiliate ABC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, B. Tim. They don't look close enough to be the same man, but I don't know nothing.
There at that
I don't know
so
how
we have
far
been in
apart
touch
things
with
happen.
the local hospitals to find out who's being treated. We've seen the video from outside the hospital as families are showing up, doctors, nurses, other medical professionals, hospital supply companies bringing extra supplies to the hospitals tonight to make sure that they are well supplied for what they may need in the hours to come tonight.
And I think it's really important that we underscore that this is a current and active developing investigation. The suspect is still at large and considered armed and dangerous, which is why these shelter-in-place orders are still around, are still in existence. So we are following the very latest details. We're expecting to get a briefing from state police as to where they are in terms of the investigation. But you have to kind of wonder how police are trying to track down this suspect. And when I say police, I mean multi-agency effort on the ground, in the air, all hands on deck to try and find the suspect. us that there were some empty gurneys as well, just being prepared for what may come their way. These folks, a lot of them rushing in to help the people right now. I think I see Terry getting ready in front of the camera here. He may have some new information for us. Oh, actually, right now, what you're looking at is the suspect, one of the first and earliest picture of the suspect that we had.
And now we switch back to Terry Stackhouse there live outside the hospital. And Terry, you've been keeping.
Okay, before he starts, I just wanted to say back here, so paper mill trail, possibly the boat launch. Okay, so per scanner says boat launch near Frost Hill Avenue, 196. And then it says found his vehicle in Lisbon at the boat launch per scanner. They don't have him, but they do have his vehicle. I repeat, they do have his vehicle, not him.
By a boat launch, dude?
Yep. And they said they repeated his name. He is 40-year-old Robert Card. Helicopter now is now at the boat launch circling. And that's what I'm hearing on the scanner too. I'll turn it back on.
Oh, good. So if he's in that water, they'll find him.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God.
Yep. So the presser's coming up. We can put that on too.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I don't know where to. I'm looking.
Do you know, Glory? Do you know where the presser's at? You said presser's coming up. Can you email it to me? Yeah, easily distracted. I'm guessing he's probably gone.
I hate this stuff, but I prefer it when we can at least do it together.
They're going to look and search the surrounding areas at this point.
My God. I hope nobody gets in his way.
Units, be advised, I'm getting a call from Saginaw Hawk. They received a call that said someone spotted that individual moments ago.
Oh, he's been spotted. It's been spotted moments ago. So hopefully they got his ass.
I sure hope so. My God.
That's probably also where the unified command has been set up for this. One thing I would point out is you're going to have not only local law enforcement from that area, but something of this nature, you're going to bring in mutual aid from all over the state and probably some mutual aid from neighboring states as well to provide support for whatever's going on. And one of the things they're doing right now, assuredly, is they're trying to contain Lewiston. They're trying to probably setting up roadblocks all over the place. This gets to be very manpower intensive. And when something like this happens, they bring in a lot of people, and there's a tremendous amount of coordination going on. So when you get this press conference, what you're going to get is they will say somebody is the incident commander in this press conference. I don't know who they're going to designate for that. And it can change over time, but they'll explain who the incident commander is, who's calling the shots. It may not be the chief.
This scanner is going off right now. Like, I mean, it is going off. Like,
I bet it is. I bet it is. So 22 dead is what's confirmed at this point.
Yeah, that's what we've gotten so far. Yep. They're struggling. Yes, they are nonsense. They're struggling bad right now. They're struggling to get aid to victims. They don't have enough ambulances. The first responders are struggling. They've called in outside agencies to try and get some help. They said they're shutting down 196 bridge is what I think they just said.
Oh, wow.
It's probably so he can't get back across if he's over there, you know? But they said all hands on deck. That's right. All hands on deck. So
if that's a major throwaway, I think it'd be smart to close it down.
Yep. For sure.
That's just wild. These poor people have got to be so panicked, knowing that if they don't find him, he could hurt more people.
Well, which is, it's I got to tell you, it's very difficult because you're having to explain the situation and everybody's thinking the worst.
Right.
So, they got to kind of work through this very delicately. So you won't get that. And also, as you mentioned, the initial numbers aren't perfect.
Right.
And by the way, it's not uncommon that before he hit the major venues, he may have done something somewhere else.
Okay. Hal, let's just pause. We're getting more information in. We want to put up some of these tweets here. We are hearing from the White House press office. They say President Biden has been briefed on this. We're also, and I want to put up the statement, the White House.
So, yeah, there's a couple of them. What's going on back here? Here, they are setting up a perimeter. So they're setting up the perimeter now. Helicopters now at the boat launch, circling. But yeah, they're going to set up the perimeter. I figured they would. Lorton it is, honey. Lorton it is. I'm guessing that's where they're at. That's, it saves more lives than... Oh, you're talking about something else.
Copy that. Helicopter has it. Thank you.
He said, copy that. The helicopter has it.
Stand by for a call. This will be Lisbon Falls station only. Lisbon Falls personnel only. Fire station personnel, Lisbon Falls Fire Station. We need you to respond and stage at the Lisbon Baptist Church, 555 Lisbon. Again, Lisbon Falls Fire Company only to stage at Baptist Church.
Southeast 5 has the message. Will be responding momentarily.
Here as well, Terry. Have you?
Lewiston police. It looks like large police vehicles responding, not just patrol cars, really all hands on deck at this moment. And at that moment as well, one of the locations where this all started, there were two locations, that pool hall and the spare time. That is where we see this video, this shot of the suspect, the suspected shooter, one of the angles of the man that police are looking for tonight.
They sure are. And now we do want to turn to another one of our crews in Lewiston this evening, our Miles Hood. He is at Lewiston City Hall. And Miles, we do understand that that is where information will be coming out when police and city officials have something to say. It still may not happen for a bit, but kind of bring us up to speed on the timing of this. What are you hearing, and when might we learn more about what is going on at this time?
Yeah, John and Megan, right now we're sitting in City Hall. That's exactly right. We're waiting for the update from Maine State Police. It'd be Shannon Moss, one of the media PIOs for them. That's going to be coming in and giving us a brief update sometime soon. We've been waiting here for about 30, 40 minutes now, but we've been told that an update is coming at some point in time. And because this is such a fluid and dynamic situation, and because things are happening it's at speeds that we can't really comprehend right now, and because the information is so fluid, we don't know when exactly that the update will happen. But what I can tell you is that as soon as that update does happen, we're going to bring it to you here, and we're going to continue to feed you information that we find from state police or any other officials in the City Hall area at this time. Send it back to y'all.
Yeah, and Miles, if you could, you walked us through a situation that had happened to you as you were trying to gather information when you first arrived to the scene. When people were told to shelter in place, some people didn't have anywhere to go. In fact, a Lewiston resident asked if you needed to come into their home. Talk about, personally what that means to you as somebody on a scene that is perceived to be dangerous, and how this community has responded.
Yeah, absolutely. The strength and the hospitality of the people here.
Coming in 43 Lisbon Street, there is a male subject crossing the street in a gray hoodie.
I see people in the chat saying they got him, but I don't think they do. I mean, I haven't heard it yet. Anyways.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been looking, but I'm hoping that's correct and they got him, because hopefully they kind of hoping they get him alive so we can figure out what the fuck's wrong with this piece of shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Sorry for the cursing. I know.
No, you're all good. You know that.
Yeah, I know. Just we're covering this. This type of thing.
Here in Lewiston, to offer shelter to what is completely a random stranger, two random strangers, me and my camera person, with a giant camera and a mic, and to let us into their homes, even offer it is, it's speechless. It's leaving me, with profound emotion. And I think that, that's just speak to the people that are here and the courage that they have, even that, when they're facing danger themselves, that they're willing to lend that hand out and help people.
Yeah, Miles, very good point. And we know that the second that we get any kind of information from the state police spokesperson, that you will bring it to us. And we do have a statement from the mayor of Lewiston. I would love to be able to bring that up on the screen, because that really kind of fits with what Miles was saying here. Lewiston currently under a shelter-in-place order. I'm reading it off the screen for you, and it is critical to prioritize your safety and the safety of those around you. I'm just going to kind of move to the end here, because this is really what hits home. Lewiston is heartbroken for our city and our people, I am heartbroken for our city and our people, rather. Lewiston is known for our strength and grit, and we will need both.
They have two men with guns and flashlights. They're on their way over to him now. I'm guessing they're probably looking for the suspect, maybe. I don't know, but
yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure people are freaking out. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, these cops are really doing a fantastic job, because they're really putting themselves out there and risking themselves. Try to hunt this guy down to stop him from hurting more people, killing more people. So
it's,
they're putting themselves in a very dangerous position. They're doing a fantastic job in trying to apprehend this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to make sure he goes.
It's got the scanner's up, but it's not like turned up all the way.
Yeah, it's unconfirmed if it's that guy with the military, but there's a lot of people that believe it is. But I don't know. I mean, until the news presser says
I was gonna
so.
say, until the news puts his name out there, and I don't know who. I'm not gonna say any names on here because I don't know.
Yeah,
and I would hate to be wrong. Name the wrong person or something. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, then the wrong guy gets accused and harassed, and we need to be very careful.
Right.
With that.
Well, yeah, and they're saying he's an SO, RSO and shit, and that's dangerous. I mean,
Well, that was the last one, so they said it was two different people.
Right. They're already closing schools for tomorrow. Texas Blue Bond, is that so?
That's true. Yeah, they're closing. They close schools for tomorrow in that area.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, but those are unconfirmed. I think like with these types of shooting situations, which unfortunately we've covered a few, sadly. There's always like a lot of people that get a name and they look it up, and a lot of times they're wrong in the beginning, and it's best to wait for the news press, because because what happens is people start
Well, yeah, look
harassing.
at what's her name named a murderer that wasn't even a murderer, for the Idaho 4 case.
Yeah, and it's like best to wait until the news comes out. I mean, you could do your own research, but I would suggest don't harass anyone with that name and just sleuth, but don't comment if you catch my drift. You know what I mean? You could sleuth, but don't like comment and start putting like attacking the person because you don't know that's them or not. You know what I mean? It could be
Right.
just innocent person.
I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do. Well, I guess we'll figure it out. Until then, we'll listen to this news clipping here.
Yeah.
Add in there, boots on the ground, one of our photographers in the Topsom district were just practicing
Just
today
Samantha says
for
report on Twitter
a
says
situation like
suspect
this.
arrested. Arrest
And, you know,
is fake video. Just Samantha says report on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
says,
why. Yeah, that's why we got to wait until we actually know. You know what I'm saying? Until it's actual 2 male with guns knocking on out of an area of Lisbon, knocking on a door. That's what I just heard. Girl, I was like, what the hell they doing out there?
Yeah.
Maybe they're looking for him themselves or trying to bring justice. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
We're told that law enforcement, you hope that they never have to use the training for a mass shooting event such as this, but they do train for events like this. And, we think, we live in Maine and it's so safe, but now it's in our backyard. And it really is a moment to kind of pause and reflect and support one another as we all kind of go through this very difficult time.
I think that support's so important, and also safety this evening, because as we know, this is still an active scene, an active search. As we've been reporting, the FBI, ATF, those are federal law enforcement officials who are now coming to Maine. There are helicopters up in the air right now. At last report, at last update, we are relaying and gathering information. Our newsroom right over here, trying to collect this information in real time for you and relate as quickly as we can. But at last check that we heard from police, this search is still active as the number of deaths here this evening has continued to tragically, sadly, jarringly just climb.
I just wanted to take a moment to think about these families, the families of the victims, the loved ones of the victims who are going through probably an extremely very difficult time right now. It is important that we stop and we think that they have families, they are not just numbers. And I just wanted to make sure that we take that moment to pause and reflect on what these families are going through tonight.
Yeah, and that's the worst part about it. I mean, these people's, their lives have changed forever.
Yeah. It's pretty terrible.
Multi-mind, what are you talking about? We ain't censoring you over here. You're in here running, just saying whatever you want in the chat. So I don't even know what you're talking about over here.
Yeah.
You pretty much. Yeah. It is what it is. If you don't like it, thumbs down it or whatever you said you was going to do and go on about your business. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see like what he was arguing about, but okay.
It's fucking scary. Wait, look in the chat. Well, I don't see you being censored at all.
Yeah, I didn't see you like being hidden or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because people disagree with you in the chat doesn't mean you're being censored. Just means that they're exercising their freedom of speech to disagree or agree with you. Censored is if I like hide your comments and stuff like that, so just saying out there.
Yeah, Ninny, I can see they haven't been.
No, I would see it if I was a mod. I'm a mod, so I can see any sort of hidden comment or anything like that. So I didn't see anything hidden from you. Actually, I see everything that's written down. Multi-mind. Nope. No comments are hidden.
subject that you may encounter has no pants on, sweatshirt tied around his waist, and another sweatshirt on.
What?
What?
He has no pants on, a sweatshirt tied around his waist, and a sweatshirt on.
That might be someone else, obviously.
Gotta be.
You know, these.
They have no further transport needed for this incident. However, they do have one for an elderly patient that is bedridden, that getting them transported would allow them to free up that space for more patients if needed. If you could assist with that, that'd be greatly helpful. Patient will be transported to Green.
Yeah, it's got to be some different call there. Some of the things that come across here, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy at night.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I've heard stories. Let's just say that much. Can't say them here, but I've heard stories from people who've done that. Listen to those 911 calls. But yeah, I don't think they're going to come out with a press conference until probably like 3 o'clock or something like that. Like at least a couple more hours. Yeah, definitely. I don't think they're going to come out because there's nothing to really know about right now. There's just he's around. They're locking down everything, and they're really just hoping that they catch this guy. And or it is. Let me see.
Well, Nerdy Addict has that picture, but Nerdy, it says.
Yeah, I mean, it's going around. I mean, and it could be true, but you know, I always am very cautious because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where you get things wrong. You know.
Yeah, we're at 196 right now by Frost Hill. Where would you like us to head up from? Church, 555 Lisbon Street. Copy that.
Mm-hmm. Is Ellie on a private channel? Don't know, running. Don't know. I'll check. Around. Press is starting soon. Do you have the channel, by the way, Nini C? That'd be
Yeah, I was
great.
gonna say, will you send it to me or put it in Discord for us?
Someone please send me the channel. I've been running around YouTube the entire time looking for this damn channel. Is that a recent video or is that an actual video? Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't trust that
I don't
either.
trust that, man. I'm not
Is
trust
this
that.
showing on here? Do I have this screen shared? Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah,
thought I
it's
had
good.
to use. I thought I was still on this one. I was watching like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't trust that. Like, there's a lot of Twitter like videos with random people, and you never know.
Yeah,
Like,
they just post whatever.
Yeah,
Some
you
of
got
us
to.
don't know what to think, but I will say there's a lot of people posting stuff, and this one came from a couple different, it came from a couple
CNN.
different
Let me try
places. I don't know if
CNN.
it's true or not. I have no idea. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are posting it. They're saying he was caught by the police. That's him. So I guess we'll see. But
Yeah, and that stuff, unless it comes from like the press conference, I think that could be destructive.
yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, there's
a lot of people. There's a lot of people listening, and they're trying to get their news. And if they think it's safe and they go out and this guy's running around, that's not good. So I would suggest people just wait for the actual, press conference, your local authorities, and if they tell you it's, they caught him, they caught him. Believe me, they're going to be very quick in telling people they caught him.
Yeah, we'll be going back to the station. That far? Center, Per Chief McGee, Rescue 10, Engine 7, Power 2, we head back to port.
He's got the scanner.
The witnesses who were in and around those areas. Watch this.
Thank God my son has technology where he has a smartphone. So he's got the scanner and he's following it all. So I've had all my friends on the phone with me to make sure they're safe. Until I told them, lock your doors, lock your windows, because you don't know what this person's capable of.
The witnesses who were in and around those areas.
well, yeah, I'm sure they probably have no idea. I mean,
Queen, check your back chat. Basically, it hasn't started yet, but it's just standby.
Our
we'll pull it just in case, just so we have it.
the victims of this active shooter situation. So far, we know that the shelter-in-place order remains in effect until anyone hears otherwise, and multi-state effort is now in effect to try and find the suspects.
We have not heard otherwise. We've checked in multiple times with law enforcement just to again make sure we are relaying you the most up-to-date information. Ask if that shelter in place is still in effect. And not only did we learn that it has expanded countywide from Lewiston, which initially issued that shelter in place order, to now all of Androscoggin County. That means stay home, stay where you are, and keep the doors locked, because again, the image there on your screen, the most recent images coming in are who police say they are looking for: a man they described as having a AR-15 style gun in a white hatchback. That image, surveillance image that we've been looking at as well through the evening. So again, really being careful, being deliberate to make sure the information that we are passing along is confirmed information. That vehicle there, confirmed. Lots of chatter around on social media this evening. But again, what we are reporting is what is confirmed from our state and national police partners tonight.
I want to read you the statement from the FBI here that we had just recently got roughly 15 minutes ago. The FBI Boston Division continues to coordinate with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners in Maine, and we stand ready to assist with any available resources they need, including evidence response, investigative and tactical support, as well as victim response, victim assistance. It goes on to say we continue to urge the public to remain vigilant and report any and all suspicious activity and/or individuals to law enforcement immediately, as the situation is still very fluid. We have no further comment at this time, and we'll refer you to Maine State Police.
Again, this is a fluid situation. If you are just joining us here now at 10:30, we'll recap what we do know. Earlier tonight, calls were coming in, video coming in from multiple scenes in Lewiston about what was initially described as an incident, an active incident, then an investigation, and now a mass casualty event. Our law enforcement partners reporting more than 16 people dead right here in the state of Maine, dozens more injured. Video here coming in from Lewiston, and a remarkable number of police responding all over, not only Lewiston and Androscoggin County, statewide, crossing into New Hampshire, as we know that law enforcement in New Hampshire, the FBI launching aircraft, helicopters trying to search for the suspect. And at this point, again, an active search, that person not in custody.
And if you are watching at home, we do want to remind you that we are going to be leaving the CW, but we will continue our coverage over on Channel 8 seamlessly to provide you the most up-to-date and best information that we have to keep you safe.
So again, as we continue here this evening, State Police has not released information since about 8:15. That was the last update we got, where they confirmed there was an active shooter situation. We are at Lewiston City Hall, where we are expecting updates there, and also outside Central Maine Medical Center, which is seeing the bulk of the patients coming in there, along with chaplains who are there meeting families, people who are running in to that scene in order to treat patients, to be able to be there to respond tonight are dedicated doctors and medical professionals and nurses who were at home tonight. They got the call to go into work, and this is what they're up against there this evening, a very difficult situation for police and for medical professionals and the religious groups, the chaplains who are also responding and part of this massive response now.
You really have to admire the courage of the people who run to help in times like this, when so much tragedy, so much death and difficult news comes out. We like to look for the helpers sometimes, and so we do want to call out those people who run to help. That is something that is really important as we continue to grapple and deal with the situation. We do know the president has been briefed. That is per the White House. And if you are a parent or a guardian of a child in the Lewiston School District, we want to let you know that schools will be closed tomorrow, as well as a handful of neighboring public school districts. Central Maine Community College in Lewiston will be closed tomorrow. So University of Southern Maine in Lewiston closed tomorrow. So the situation continues. It is ongoing. But we want to let you know that if you have a student in one of those districts, the folks are telling everyone to stay home.
We heard from Governor Mills earlier this evening saying that she is aware of what's happening. She is briefed on the situation. We know President Biden also briefed on the situation. And just moments ago, Governor Chris Sununu in New Hampshire issuing a statement tonight saying that New Hampshire officials, they are in touch with counterparts here in Maine. They are willing to offer and provide medical and safety resources that are needed as they manage this horrific situation. Hearts and prayers with the people of Maine here tonight, our friends, our loved ones who are here in Maine and really now rippling throughout all of New England and across the country, this horrible, tragic evening that is underway here in our beloved state of Maine.
And you mentioned the impacts it's having across New England. Governor Chris Sununu putting this out on his Facebook page. Of course, the governor of New Hampshire. New Hampshire state officials have been in touch with our counterparts in Maine to offer and provide any medical and safety resources needed as they manage this horrific situation. Our hearts and prayers are with the people of Maine. John, as you were mentioning, this event rippling through New England tonight, where Boston also bringing the FBI in and chipping in as well to try and find the person responsible for the essentially death of 16 people and 12 dozen, at least dozens injured.
And we'll leave that image up there in the corner of your screen this evening as you are watching this, because this is an active search, an active situation. We will leave the shooting suspect there up in the corner in case you are just joining us here this evening. This is who police say they are looking for, who police, again, they are saying this is who is responsible.
John, this is just coming in, and I think it's really poignant, so I wanted to mention this. Senator King releasing an updated statement on what's happening here in Lewiston. He says President Biden just reached out to him, Senator King, directly and offered any federal assistance he can provide to help the people of Maine. Senator King expressed his deep appreciation to the president for the outreach and support. Given the horrific nature of the events in Maine, Senator King will now be headed to Maine on one of the first flights available. He wants to be home to support Lewiston in any way he can. So not only has the president been briefed, but he's also pledged any kind of federal support the state or our local municipalities need in order to help out in this situation.
And we are seeing that support for law enforcement, not only emotional support, so important, but the resources. When it comes to the resources of Maine State Police, certainly there's only so many resources that are here in the state, and that's why they are turning to their federal partners at ATF, at the FBI, at New Hampshire State Police, setting up those barricades, because again, we do not know where that suspect is, where he may be headed tonight, whether he is still in Androscoggin County, whether he's left the county, headed north, headed towards New Hampshire. But again, speaking of that support, just really mobilizing to making sure that whatever resources are needed are in place tonight. And it sounds like that is what's happening as law enforcement are coming together and mobilizing the plans that are in place for a situation just like this one.
And we are just hearing also that Brunswick schools have now been closed for tomorrow as well. So again, having a ripple effect across the area on not only these events tonight, but what will be happening tomorrow. Again, New Hampshire police putting up roadblocks at this time. They're looking for the suspect on the ground, on the air, by air, and FBI, ATF, local police, the sheriff's office, and one of the things that is really important as this story sort of develops and as we learn more is the evidence gathering capabilities. And that's where, our federal partners come in. Their evidence capabilities are pretty expansive. And so, therefore, their help in this situation is obviously very, very important.
And you see there, this is some live pictures here, an ambulance arriving there. It appears that ambulance is headed towards Central Maine Medical Center this evening. You see there from Topsom coming in. So the response really spreading from well outside Lewiston. They're arriving at the emergency room at Central Maine Medical Center. I just refreshed the page for Central Maine Medical Center, and no new information from CMMC at this time. The latest saying that the hospital is reacting to the mass casualty.
This investigation, Rich, this is one of those moments where things are developing so quickly. It's changing so rapidly. Can you give us any insight into how the FBI is really commandeering, trying to find the suspect at this moment?
Well, the situation is just awful, but you can expect every asset available from the federal, state, and local level will be present.
It looks like they've confirmed it's Robert
Card. Get all
Card.
the information that they can. It's likely they've got a name, they've got a car, so they've got people doing tracking him down. But the important thing, get a perimeter, save lives, get the.
They what? I'm sorry.
I think they confirmed it. Let me just one second. Yeah, it looks like they confirmed it was Robert Card.
Who confirmed
Yeah, I
that?
put the Facebook WGME. I just sent you a link in the bottom.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. They're at
But if
City
you,
Hall. They're all at City Hall.
yeah, and they just confirmed it was a Robert Card.
Yeah, suspected shooter ID'd as Robert Card. Okay.
So it's been confirmed. And that's the link. I think that might be where the press conference,
that is out there on the street. People want you to get inside. They want you to stay safe, and they are very adamant that you are following that rule.
Anna, thank you so much for the update. And yes, very important to reiterate, that is the message coming from leaders at all levels tonight, that people should be sheltering in place, staying home, and staying safe. Thank you for the update.
We've just been handed an update as well. Apparently, the White House has been in touch directly with Governor Mills. You mentioned earlier, the White House put out to us that, in fact, that they were monitoring the situation, that President Biden had been briefed. Here's the statement we received from the White House, saying the president spoke by phone individually to Maine Governor Janet Mills, Senators Angus King and Susan Collins, and to Congressman Jared Golden about the shooting in Lewiston, Maine, and offered full federal support in the wake of this horrific attack. Again, this coming from the White House press office tonight, of an individual conversation between President Biden, members of the delegation, and Governor Mills, offering full federal support. That would be law enforcement, the ATF, FBI, any resources they may need to deal with this situation. It's on offer from the White House tonight.
We did see a tweet by Boston ATF a little while ago that agents were headed up this way from Boston. So yeah, again, lots of federal resources, lots of local and state resources, all working for this manhunt. And we do have a new statement from the office of U.S. Senator Angus King, this updated statement about the shooting.
And here it is, yes.
This is what they say. Again, President Biden just reaching out to Senator King directly, offering any federal assistance he can provide to help the people of Maine. Senator King will now be headed to Maine on one of the first flights available. He wants to be home to support Lewiston in any way he can.
And that's an update from what we heard from the senator's office earlier tonight, that he was planning to stay, he was monitoring the situation and planning to stay in Washington for a vote that was going to continue. Multiple votes on the Senate floor that were planned for tomorrow. He was planning to stay there and vote, but at this point is changing his mind about that and heading home directly as soon as he can.
I mean, just speaking to obviously the urgency with this ongoing situation.
Full scope on getting this guy tracked down. We've seen those pictures clear as a bell. Somebody knows who this person is. More than that, the fact that they went to this bar, restaurant, and that bowling alley, and potentially a third site, that means these weren't just spur of the moment. He's been there before. He's scouted that place out before. So either at the bowling alley, at the bar, they probably know who he is. So that information is coming into law enforcement, and they're just going to go, hell bent to get what they can right away. What I'd like to tell everybody is, we hear all these numbers, we hear all this information. I promise you, I've been through a lot of these crises before. The first reports are always wrong, so we've got to take it with take a moment to assess what information is coming in. Waiting for that press conference where we'll get some official information from state police, from some of the federal authorities, from the governor's office. A lot going on right now.
And we appreciate your time here with us this evening. What information would you specifically flag as having a pause or a possible inaccuracy at this point? What have you often seen as being incorrect at this point in this kind of situation?
Well, the number one thing is, almost every mass shooting that I worked on, there was reports of multiple shooters, and it always came down to one person. What you have is what they call circular reporting. Reporting the same thing, and law enforcement at the moment might think it's more than one person that's involved. Certainly it could be, but in most cases, it turns out to be just one person that they end up looking for. And then, of course, the numbers of killed and wounded, those numbers will fluctuate over the hours. And of course, taking care of the families of the victims, that's a priority for victim witness coordinators, for law enforcement. So there's just so many different things that need to be done. They have to set up a command post. They've got to start working together, harnessing all these different entities that are there, different radio channels, different intelligence coming in, sharing information, setting up tactical teams, setting up surveillance perimeters. They've got to work together. And they'll be in some room, whether it's a police station, a hospital, school. They'll set up this room, and they'll begin going through the information, assessing it as quick as possible. And every law enforcement agency practices on how to do that. Every law enforcement agency now practices on how to handle an active shooter, and they're going to take that training and put it to the test tonight.
Rich, we appreciate your time, and I don't want to take too much of it, but you did say something super interesting, which is this person has been there before, to that bowling alley, to, that pool hall, and they're trying to get the full scope of that. But knowing, that little tidbit that you think he's been there before, why do you think that? Why would you say that? Do you think he's a member of the community and specifically scope these places out?
whether he's a member of the community or drove up from another state or anything, but the likelihood of him just coming to Lewiston, going to a specific bowling alley, a specific restaurant, just on a lark, not knowing how busy they would be on a Wednesday night or what's going on. I say that's pretty slim. We'll find that out in the investigation. Could certainly be wrong, but it's likely that he has some familiarity with the area, with these locations, and that'll all be part of the investigation. They want to find who he is. They want to find his cell phone. They want to find his computer. Who's he talking to? Everybody has a digital footprint these days. That was there somebody that he telegraphed this to, that he was going to do this? Did somebody have information? A lot of times they have these mass shootings, and then when the investigation takes place over the next days or months, they go to neighbors, friends, relatives, and somebody says, you know what, I knew he was thinking about doing this, and they wish they had called it in. And that's why for now, since way back since 9/11, we've heard that see something, say something. So, a lot of times people just have an idea that this is going on, and the best thing people can do is, call law enforcement if they're concerned about this. And the best thing they can do tonight, call law enforcement. Somebody knows this guy. Somebody.
Okay, so here's yeah, I seen that. So here this says here's some of the aftermath after the shooting.
Yes, so. Yeah, I said, run, dude. The shooter came through the door. We heard the smash, and then we heard it. And we're like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, run. I thought somebody saw him or something. They smashed the door. Something happened. Security safe, no.
Hey, Queen.
Yes, so.
Yeah, Queen. So yeah, there's a lot of fake. It looks like JLR is calling out a lot of fake videos of arrests.
He said he shared it and then was pissed because he had to go back and delete it because it turned out to be fake.
Yeah, that's why it's like these things are very there's a lot of fake accounts. There's a lot of unscrupulous people on Twitter. I remember the last mass shooting where someone actually accused a conservative, commentary guy.
Getting doxxed by JLR when he tried to say that Candace was the shooter. Remember when he tried to say Candace Wells or Candace Bly was the shooter, and he put up her picture, and then I called him out and said, no, she's not. And he fucking doxed me for it.
Yeah,
I definitely fucking remember that.
Yeah, but I'm saying also a situation during the last mass shooting where a lot of people were doxxed. They were accusing a conservative commentary guy of being the shooter, and it turned out it wasn't, and a lot of people were attacking him online.
Here's where the cops believe they found his vehicle.
Okay.
So there's
well, that's good that they got his vehicle. You know what I mean? If they did get his vehicle, limits the amount of damage this guy can do.
Yeah, they have the helicopter and other people checking the trails.
By the way, Pecan Pie says, can you remove the marked, the pinned comment?
Yeah.
Just bring the check for you. Everyone look into the breaking news consumer handbook. Okay, but yeah, I think that that Facebook link. Let me see. Is good. That'll probably have the press conference in it as well. So when that time comes, I have that in the back just in case. But anyway, Queen, I got to skedaddle. I got work tomorrow. Hopefully they catch this guy and he doesn't hurt anyone else, and they throw his ass in jail for a very long time.
All right, B. Tim, I appreciate you being here, but I heard you saying you got to skedaddle.
Yeah, I got work tomorrow. I got to get ready for sleeping and working and stuff like that.
Gee. Yeah, I was going to say, you better be getting some sleep.
All right. You guys have a good one. Keep safe, guys. Hopefully they catch this guy. You guys have a good one. Bye.
All right. We'll talk at you later. I'll send you a message.
All right. No problem.
Keep you updated.
Lewiston Maine, 3 locations police are investigating and 55 to 60 people injured. I want to bring in now Clint Watts, former FBI special agent and an MSNBC national security analyst. Clint, this is indeed a mass casualty event. These numbers are ticking up higher. An extraordinary tragedy. 22 people dead, 55 to 60 injured. They believe the shooter went to 3 different locations. Let me just first get your reaction to the notion that one person in what we believe, again, we're just confirming details here, what we believe is an hour, between 7:15 and 8:15, visited 3 locations and was able to inflict this much pain, this much horror in the city of Lewiston, Maine. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Alex, it is just devastating to see this happen time and time again. I think the other thing is the images that you see there of the shooter, which law enforcement has gotten out very quickly. As Frank noted, that's what they felt like they needed to do to identify this person and try and bring them in.
Rowena, I dropped the link in the chat, love. Let me see. I'll drop it again in here too. So I seen you. Yeah, I was gonna say I seen you said you was gonna come up. What's up, chicky chick?
Hey, what you doing?
Come up to shoot the shit with me. BTM left. Thank you.
Oh, you know, hey, I'm gonna hop down. I'll hop right back up. My earbuds all janky.
Okay. All right, love.
Those images that you're showing right there are bad news. You can just look at it. It's an AR-15 style weapon with a scope, with the tack light. You're looking at pants that, seem to be some sort of military-looking cargo pant. Those could be cargo, combat style boots of some sort. It looks like that's there, and the individual seems to be moving with that weapon with the intent to kill. So I think everything that I've seen so far, and note that I've only seen so much so far. I just got alerted to this a little while ago.
All right, you up here, baby?
Yeah. Can you hear me? I can hear you now. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay. Oh.
I got you, love.
I was gonna hop up here just in case you had to do little stuff or damn it Duke stuff, and I know.
Well, I appreciate that. You know that. Well, I'm pretty much just playing like different things, different links that we have or whatever that, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much whatever's out really that, I mean, there's still stuff here. Let's see. Cops in Maine laughing and joking at the scene. Well, I didn't see that at all, but I guess that's on TikTok. But then you see all these, all the, like the glass broken out and stuff. But all these different pictures, it's hard to set, you know what I mean? I hate that.
I know, it's sickening. It just makes me sick. It kind of puts stuff in perspective. You know what I mean? Hug your baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Hug your husband. Choke your husband if you want to.
No, and Jen, I was gonna say you'll see her pop like in the back. She's in the back, giving us updates too, because my scanner keeps cutting in and out. So she's kind of updating us back there.
Okay.
So you'll see her back there, but she's not. I'm not pulling her up.
Okay. I'll never.
Oh fuck! They're saying Robert Card is a trained firearms instructor.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And recently reported mental health issues. That's fucking crazy. That's not good at all. That is not fucking good at all.
No, it's not. I know that there was like a report, but I haven't seen it. Well, I guess we don't have really anything vetted, but that he had 20 years military service or something.
Well, that's what they're saying. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I guess if he's a firearm instructor, he probably does. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it,
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, here's where they were talking about he had came in and shot through the thing.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Hey.
Guess so. Yeah, I said, run, dude. The shooter came through the door. We heard the smash, and then we heard it. And we're like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, run. The shooter's at the door. thought somebody saw him or something. Like, oh my God. Something happened. Security safe though.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I'd definitely say something happened. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Committed to a mental health institution for 2 weeks. Damn.
Inpatient too. Wow.
Where's all that coming from? Jen, is it coming from the scanner, or are you getting this from news?
And y'all look, I'm gonna do my little hive nursing jive up here. Blood will save more lives than any big pharma company can ever think about doing. This is going to put a huge impact on that whole state because blood, 2 units of blood is a spit in the ocean. And you've got this many injured, and we don't know how many are critical with the amount. Just donate blood, and if you don't have a lifeblood in your area, call the hospital, your local hospital, and ask them where you can donate blood, because this will trickle down. No, it's not going to affect California, but it will trickle
hearing
down.
voice.
So yes, donate if you can. If you can, if it's okay for you to donate. But this does, as the surrounding areas have to supply blood for that area, then those surrounding areas, it's just
Oh,
a ripple
absolutely.
effect.
Yeah,
It's
if
a
you got it. So,
yeah.
okay, here, let's see. Breaking from CBS News, Maine law enforcement bulletin. Maine State Police is attempting to locate Robert Card as a person of interest regarding a mass shooting incident at Shemedge's Bar and Grill restaurant in the Spare Time Recreation in Lewiston. Card is a trained firearms instructor believed to be in the Army Reserve stationed out of Saco, ME. Let's see. According to law enforcement, Card recently reported mental health issues, including hearing voices and threats to shoot up the National Guard base in Saco. He was also reported to have been committed to a mental health facility for 2 weeks in the summer of 2023. Last known to be operating a white Subaru Outback with a black bumper with ME plates.
Yeah,
And
and
yet,
the family could have given.
and yet he still had a gun,
Yeah.
and he was still a firearms instructor. Let's see here. Looks like the authorities have a fix on where he is. That's 7 minutes ago. So, but that's really that's crazy right there.
Yeah, that's
And he still owned a gun. That's fucking ridiculous.
yeah. But once you own the guns and then you go into trade, it's then it becomes if he doesn't have any felonies or what. I mean, I think laws should be changed, but they can't go in and if everybody that had a mental health crisis had their guns taken away, none of us would have guns. So that if he already had guns, then
Said, yeah, he should. Card was last known to be operating a Maine registration. Let's see here. 9246 PD 2013 white Subaru Outback with a black bumper. And then it says the subject should be considered armed and dangerous. Caution should be used if contact is made with Card or the vehicle.
So that's what kills me about the two morons out there with guns. What they say, look, when people tell you to go inside and lock your door, lock your door. When people tell you to leave because there's a hurricane, leave. Because what's going to happen is you're going to put more people at risk trying to save your goofy asses. Just do what they say. You're not going to be a hero. Just let them do their thing. People kill me. And then what if they thought one of the guys was the guy and they accidentally shot one of the two guys that was out there acting like morons, and then they're going to take resources from victims. Ugh. Drives me nuts. It's called the Red Cross in New England. Okay. See, I knew that it was different things, but yeah, if you can donate blood, because we felt hurt just after really bad multi-vehicle car accidents one time that were super bad, and
There are interior and exterior cameras. He is going to call his boss, who's going to call me. I will conference him with you.
Hey guys, I haven't the announcement is out from the police. The Maine police have put out an official be on the lookout.
Yep, a bolo.
Hang on a second here.
They sure
Hang on.
did. Here we go with this map again.
I'm not. You know, I just looked over there and I was like, oh my God, we have yellow circles again.
They put out.
Yes, and you know, he's supposedly a firearms instructor.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want to with him after they.
Oh, the picture. Yeah, here's we read. Look at this. We read this already, but here's a picture. Look, Dre Bab posted this, but I've seen this elsewhere too. There's pictures of him. Look at the pictures. Hold on.
He's got like 20,000
down at the bottom.
people watching him.
See the pictures on the bottom?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Robert Card.
Yep.
Robert Card. There are the pictures.
Man.
40 years
old.
old.
Of our mental health.
Oh, the address in there, people are saying that his car is located at that address. I'll look that up. I believe that's it. That might be it. No, is it? I don't know. Is it? I thought his car was white. Was his car white or gray?
White.
I'm not getting into that right now.
I know, 40 years old. So
Again, there's the
young.
pictures of the guy. Trained firearms instructor, the suspect. A trained firearms instructor in the Army Reserve who has had mental health issues and was apparently in a mental health facility for 2 weeks this summer and had been hearing voices. Yeah, the car that was initially reported was it doesn't look like, I don't know. There's a car on Google which doesn't look like the exact same car, but I'm not going to really worry about that. I'm really, you know, I'm not. It's just whether his car is in the picture on Google Maps from the pictures from 2013, by the way, I'm not going to really worry about. Again, his name is Robert Card.
Calling party advising there's a red van. You can hear a male screaming at another party.
Wait, I couldn't hear that. What was that? I got to hear that again. They said the boat launch and a man screaming. What was that about? Hold on. His name is Robert Card.
Calling party advising there's a red van. You can hear a male screaming at another party.
a red van and could hear a man screaming?
Mm,
His name is Robert Card.
Calling for advising there's a red van. You can hear a male screaming at another party.
Wait. I couldn't hear that. What was that? I got to hear that again. They said the boat launch and a man screaming. What was that about? Hold on.
11, whenever you're cleared, I have some.
His name is Robert Card.
For the chief. Yeah, it's simple.
Give me one moment here, guys. Give me one moment.
the news conference hadn't started yet. Mm-mm-mm. So sad. Just reach out to people just that are there and just, well, they're saying that I read in chat. I don't know. I haven't heard this officially, but let me preface that. They're saying that there's so much radio traffic coming into the area that the signals are getting jammed. So they're asking just family members, checking on family members to use the phones.
This bottom corner behind my picture is a press conference, just the screen that's set up for that. I'm trying to find another feed as well for that in case this one goes down, because occasionally that happens.
What was you saying? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, love.
I don't know. I forgot. I don't know. I swear I just did. I just forgot. I don't know. Why'd you ask me that? Don't ask me that. I don't know. I forgot.
Oh, is it? I was going to say, I got it set up and ready to go. So as soon as it starts, we can put it
that's
on
what I
the
was
press
saying. I've got it
conference.
pulled up. I've got it pulled up on my TV. I'm just waiting for it to start.
Yeah, I got it in the back chat ready to go. So as soon as it starts, we'll flip it on.
Somebody said that Glory said that they're looking for that Fox News is saying, not law enforcement, but Fox News is saying they're looking for a black pickup. But ugh. And I know this sounds weird, but I have to think of his family and his parents. You know what I mean? Like, I just know what I mean. Their lives are ruined. Like I just can't. I mean, if you think about it, I can't imagine. None of us can imagine our child, or even niece or nephew doing that.
Yeah.
And his kids, yeah. And I don't know if he's married. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel. I feel so bad for his family. All the families, yes, Samantha.
Yeah, and his kids, if he has any, his wife, you know what I mean? His whatever family,
Parents, his friends, neighbors,
it's fucked up, It's fucked up all the way
is.
around. And I'm sure he probably was a good person prior to this. I'm sure,
Did you know
Louisiana girl, I don't know if you were paying attention or not, but it's on the bottom of the screen and it's been on there since we started the live. Just so we have the trigger warning up,
Yeah. And if you have to step out, it's okay. This can be very triggering. So it's okay. If you have to step out, take care of yourself, because this is a lot. Yeah, Halloween baby. Me too. I don't think he's gonna be running towards his family now, because I'm sure the police are with his family. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think he's gonna,
Well, yeah, and they're saying that he was a firearms instructor and he's ex-military. I'm sure they're fucking worried. You know what I mean? They don't. This is not just some regular person off the streets that's doing this. You know, he's got special training. You know what I mean? A lot more than just you or I, say, or somebody that's, you know, just off the streets. That's
The reports come in at the incident. Do we know if any police have been injured? I haven't heard of any police injuries, Christina. That is really a great question. The reports going back on the police scanner, if you use an app called Open Megahertz, there's actually a website called Open Megahertz, Open MHZ, and then go to Maine and look back on in the MS.com.net channel. So if you want to drill down to that, you can find it yourself. But 7:00 p.m. is about when the calls started coming in. I think there might be a couple before then, but it was almost like right on the dot, 7:00, when we first started hearing reports on the police scanner.
Negative, I'm not aware of any delay. It came in at 22:34.
732 Pike, when you get a chance, can you start a record? He says he's got AAA, but if you can't get AAA, that's fine. Anyone will do.
Yeah, they won't give out they can't give out like his diagnoses and stuff. But if law enforcement has spoke to his family,
You
which
got a
I'm
feed
sure
on
they
Twitter
have,
from ABC3. Keep an eye on that too.
then they would have given him that, and then they could release it. So yeah, the whole HIPAA thing is just
We're hearing numbers
little
between
different.
16 and 22 individuals deceased as a result of this shooting, and somewhere around 50 to 60 injured.
Good.
Three separate targets, or three separate locations. One was a Walmart distribution center. It's different than a Walmart store. It's a Walmart distribution center. That's where they load the trucks that then go to the Walmart stores. A bowling alley and a bar. And the name is Robert Card. So now it's the information, even though we initially heard that this could have been a multiple shooter incident. Now it seems to be focused on just one. Let's see, it looks like Fox News is watching this as well, waiting for a press conference. I'm just a little concerned because the press conference picture that that Fox News is showing is not the one we have on our feed. We're at the city of Lewiston, and he's got a different one. Let's see, channel 3. I think they've got a still image. That's why they're cheating. They've got a still image. It doesn't have the lectern in his picture. CNN confirms 22 dead and 50 to 60 injured. Bowling alley families, children among the deceased. Oh my goodness.
What did you
Brandy,
say?
good to see you here. How are you doing? Sadly, it's another one of these stories that's just, yeah. Brandy's a good friend of the channel, a fellow YouTuber, also a true crime addict, and chart lady extraordinaire. If you haven't met Brandy Churchwell, highly recommend her channel. Good friend as well. You're hearing loud and clear on Broadcastify. I'm listening on a scanner app similar to Broadcastify. I also have the Open Megahertz app. The thing I like about Open Megahertz is that I can go back and replay things, everything. It stores everything, but sometimes it's a little bit clunky and drops out on a live feed. Occasionally I have to go sort of give it a kick to get it restarted.
732, where are you in compared to the exit? Just north of it. Careful.
So that's live traffic right there using Open Megahertz, using MS.com.net as the group.
I'm off in Augusta on cell phone and a.
So what's up? Did the
It hadn't started yet.
no, but officers recommend media leave the area. So they're not going to be able to. The news ain't going to be able to be out there. That sucks. Dang it.
Well, they might not need to be
100
out
knows
there.
my location.
Well, we'll just have to listen to the scanner.
Yep. I mean, it sucks, but I don't want any innocent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want
Yeah.
them. I don't. You know, I don't want LA to shoot them or him to shoot. You know what I mean? Like, oh, just scary. I mean, this
Well, yeah,
dude,
and this
he
says
ain't
they're
got, he ain't got
securing the
nothing to
perimeter.
lose.
So, you know, we would rather them do that and get
Yeah.
their stuff together than to, you know.
Yeah. But my ears did perk up when I heard about the dude with the no pants on. I was like, wait a minute. No. But you know, and we have to
Wait a
remember too,
dang
like we're
minute.
all focused on this, but there's still other calls coming in. You know, the whole world didn't stop, but you know what I mean. So they still have local call, just like they would any, you know. So all that comes through
Yes.
too. So.
Absolutely. All right, let's listen to what these guys have to say here.
Lorton said
including,
that her puppy brought her all
you
her
know,
toys.
also family members, loved ones of potential victims, trying to figure out what had happened
I
to their loved
didn't
ones.
hear
We're
you,
gonna
bro.
go
You
back
know
our
what'd you
line now
say?
to Terry Stackhouse.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Just talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I turned this down.
No,
I didn't
I was
realize
just talking to chat.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it says something about they're trying to secure the perimeter, so that's probably a good thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they did with that Cavalcante when they were.
Yeah.
JLR's talking about going up there. He's like, it's $200 for a flight. I'm like, shit. Boston got his ticket for $60, dude. Like shit.
Well, that was yeah. Somebody said that another person, not JLR, but somebody else was like, "Should I go?" Yeah, go on, fool. They're telling people. See, that's what kills me. They are telling
Oh
people
God.
to take cover, not take cover, but to find shelter, to lock yourself in. And you've got morons on YouTube asking if they should go. Sure, do that. All y'all carpool up there. All the tragedy pimps go together in one car. Morons. Sorry. Oh. I mean, I just can't handle it. Ooh, I'm so salty today. I'm salty. I'm sorry.
Oh shit. It's okay. It's all right. I'm gonna turn this up, see what he's talking about. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Just to my left, you're right. There were at least a dozen of these relatives who were waiting for word on the condition of their loved ones. They were keeping their composure, but clearly anxious, trying to get an update. And we watched as medical staff from the hospital was coming outside and taking the names of the relatives that were arriving there, comparing that with the names on file for the individuals who were receiving treatment at the hospital. That same time, a chaplain for the facility came out and offered to lead in prayer. What you're hearing right now is another helicopter. We're going to give you a look at this here. Not sure which agency this is from, but we have seen numerous aircraft that have been involved in the response here. Law enforcement, state, local, federal level, all involved at this point. Connor Clement, of course, he's reporting from a location. Drive time, probably 15 or 20 minutes from here, where that person of interest, now identified as being a suspect, where law enforcement is looking for him with a helicopter in the air. So at this moment, we continue to observe the doctors and nurses who are doing their job. And we're waiting to learn more about the condition of the individuals who've been brought to this hospital here. But a task that these workers certainly hope to never encounter, where we know that at least 20 people are dead as a result of these shooting incidents. We don't know at this point how many people were injured. We're going to be staying with you to provide you the updates as we learn more about the situation here. John, Megan.
Wow.
you know, if you you know, whether you pray or send up good thoughts or whatever, you know, pray for all these families, all the injured, all the doctors, all the nurses, all the techs, all the housekeeping, all the dietary, all the everything that has to make all of this work.
Yeah, that's
I was on
that's
a
you know what, that's really sad. They have to come out there and ask for everybody's names. Can you imagine standing outside and wondering if your loved one was shot or whatever, and seeing, you know what I'm saying, having to find out by a list of names? I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be so upset.
You would just it's all within 1 hour time exactly. Wow. The lives.
Oh, you know what, Constance? That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. Here, you know what? I'll go make a thing for those. Hold on.
Yeah, our mental health has got to. Don't even get me started. Yes, the lab, the pharmacist. I mean, this is just the people that are there. Just mm. Yeah. Yeah, the hospital. Yeah, the hospital will definitely be on lockdown. Sorry, I'm like watching 3 different things. Sorry.
Medical call for the help.
That's what I'm watching on TV. They're showing some kind of, I don't know, they're doing something weird at the hospital. They keep focusing in on.
Activation. Indications to Durham Fire and Rescue. Need you to respond to 230 Swamp Road, 230 Swamp Road. You're going to be responding for a 1055 car versus deer with airbag deployment, unknown PI. Again, this is going to be for Durham Fire and Rescue. Need you to respond to 230 Swamp Road, 1055 car versus deer, airbag deployment, unknown PI.
Kathy, the your question about open megahertz, it's a little bit tricky to use. We've used it quite a bit. You can filter down the channels and only listen to certain ones, so you can watch for certain traffic that comes in and hear something you like, and then say, I'll just listen to that channel if you want. I run all the feeds from this this talk group is what it's called. It works better for me that way. Got a stuck mic here. So we might have some sound from the press conference.
Yeah, they're just messing with the mics right now. So
Thank you
maybe they're
for
getting
joining us
set
here
up.
this evening. My name is Mike Sawchuk. I'm the Commissioner for the Department of Public Safety here in Maine. We truly do appreciate your patience and your partnership as we work with all of our partners across the law enforcement spectrum at all levels, local, state, county, and federal, to address and investigate these violent crimes that occurred in the city of Lewiston this evening. As you know, this is an experienced group. We won't have a lot of Q&A here this evening. This still is very fresh. It's new. It's new for all of us. And our focus is on the investigation and getting this right the first time. And we're doing that with our partners. And we do appreciate you putting out information from time to time. Moving forward, we would appreciate it if you got that information from us so that we knew that it was accurate. And that is incredibly important for all of us from an investigative standpoint and from a public safety standpoint, that we have a unified front with this information as we release it. The delay in coming here with you now is simply because we want to confirm information from our end. We want to make sure the information we're giving you and the information that goes out to the general public is accurate. So we do have some information here that we will release. It is here on the podium. And this is a general caution to the public that approximately 6:56 this evening, a couple of shooting incidents occurred here with multiple casualties in the city of Lewiston. And police are currently searching for a Robert R. Card, 4/4 of 1983 of Bowdoin. Card is considered armed and dangerous. He is a person of interest, however, and that's what we'll label him at moving forward until that changes. If people see him, they should not approach Card or make contact with him in any way. The shelter-in-place order that currently stands in Lewiston remains. A vehicle, which was a vehicle of interest in this incident, was located in Lisbon, and we are now also asking residents in Lisbon to shelter in place. So please share that information with communities as well. If anybody sees Mr. Card or has any additional information reference to these two shootings in the city of Lewiston, please contact 911. If they see anything suspicious, please feel free to call their local authorities. We have literally hundreds of police officers working around the state of Maine to investigate this case, to locate Mr. Card, who again is a person of interest and a person of interest only. And we'll continue to gather information so that we can bring the suspect to justice and ultimately seek prosecution down the road. This release also includes a photo, which I believe I have seen from various sources. I would also let you know that we have created a reunification location, and that would be at the Auburn Middle School. So in the neighboring community of Auburn at 38 Falcon Drive. Again, that's the Auburn Middle School. And when I say reunification center or location, what that means is that if somebody has a question or they have a concern, they can't find a loved one, they believe that a friend or a family member may be involved in what occurred here tonight in Lewiston, that they could respond to that location. We will have some of our behavioral health liaisons, counselors on site. And we'll also be providing information as it becomes available to us. As you can imagine, and as you know, there are multiple scenes in the city to include multiple hospitals, multiple follow-ups, a lot of witnesses we're speaking with, and a lot of leads. The general public has been very cooperative and very forthcoming with information. So I would expect if we have additional information, we'll be happy to come back and share it with you. I know that from the city of Lewiston standpoint, probably going to close City Hall after this briefing and probably move everybody out. But again, we appreciate your partnership and your patience. I would offer to take questions just so you know that I probably won't have answers. And as long as you know that going in, there's no disrespect intended in that. Feel free to ask a couple. And if I think we can get there, then I'm happy to answer those. If not, we do have work to do on behalf of our communities, and that's our primary focus this evening.
There are many specific figures about casualties out there. The Sheriff Sampson told me up as many as 20. I just want to give you this opportunity to set the record straight on that.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. And I know that there's been a lot of numbers out there. This is a very fluid situation. So the last thing I want to come up is give you a number and then 3 hours from now, change that one direction or another. So I don't have firm numbers on that. And when I do, we'll be happy to share those with you because it's an important piece of healing and it's an important piece of information for all of us to be aware of. But I don't have a firm number on that.
But at least 16, right?
I think I just answered that question to say that I'm not going to give you any specific numbers. And there's been a lot of numbers all over the map all evening. And I don't think that that's helpful because it doesn't help family members. It certainly doesn't help the community to see, well, they just said this and they said that. So if you want accurate information, I'm prepared to give that to you when I have it. I don't have that right now.
Does the suspect have any known criminal history with law enforcement? Is he someone who's been on the radar of state police or local police to your knowledge?
Well, Mr. Card, who we're speaking about right now, is a person of interest and a person of interest only, right? I'm not listing him as a suspect at this point, and we're not prepared to go into his background or anything else that we may be aware of. One more question?
You're not looking for one shooter, correct?
We're looking for this person of interest right now, and that's what we'll label enlist and speak about at this particular moment. When we have additional information, I'm happy to share that. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, thank you for your time. And I know Assistant City Manager O'Malley will make arrangements, I think, to move everybody out of the building. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. These are our flyers that we were mentioning.
You've been listening live to Mike Shawshuk. He's the commissioner of the Maine Department of Public Safety. He wanted to give the public a brief update on the very fluid situation that he described, a mass casualty event in Lewiston, Maine, happening tonight and still underway. Citizens there are asked to shelter in place in 2 different locations, urging the public remain very vigilant. We know that there has been a suspected shooting. 2 locations are mentioned, a bowling alley in Lewiston, as well as a bar and grill. They also released a photo of a person of interest and identified that person in the photo. And I want to bring in Aaron Katursky, who has details as senior investigative reporter here. Aaron, I know you've been digging into the background of this person of interest.
His name is Robert Card. He's 40 years old, and police are calling him a person of interest, and they say there is still a potential danger to the public. And so while they look for him, they've asked people in the area of Lewiston and some neighboring communities to stay in their homes, to not come outside. And if they do see this person, to simply call police and not approach, because he is considered armed and dangerous.
And you're learning more about his background as well from law enforcement authorities.
Law enforcement sources tell ABC News that Robert Card has a military history. He is a firearms instructor, and he also spent 2 weeks in a mental health facility over the summer after we're told he reported hearing voices and made threats to shoot up a National Guard facility in Saco, Maine. So they are looking at a person of interest who has both military history and mental health history.
Absolutely. Now, authorities in Lewiston have released photos, surveillance photos of this person of interest, armed with a high-powered tactical weapon, an assault-style weapon. We understand that, we talked to eyewitnesses inside the bowling alley, and a woman, Riley Dumont, described hearing gunshots as a youth bowling league was underway. I want to bring in now Pierre Thomas, our Chief Justice correspondent in Washington. Pierre, I know that the president has been briefed, the Attorney General has been briefed. What are you hearing?
Again, one of the key things to point out here is the Commissioner just said that hundreds of law enforcement people are involved. That includes now the FBI. I'm told that U.S. Marshals, every available federal service that can give support will offer it, make it available. This is the worst case scenario, mass shooting, heavily armed shooter, still at large, possible mental health issues. This is, all hands on deck situation, I'm being told. The fact that the Attorney General, President were briefed as quickly tells you the scale of the carnage. And suffice it to say, law enforcement is on edge and wants to get this resolved as quickly as possible.
And ABC News is reporting there are at least 20 people believed dead, dozens more perhaps injured at multiple hospital locations across Lewiston, Maine. This is the home of Bates College, about some 35 miles north of Portland, Maine. Again, this person is still not in custody, this person of interest, described by authorities as armed and dangerous. And citizens are urged to shelter in place, both in Lewiston and in a location where his car was found.
They are being urged, Juju, to shelter in place because this person of interest is considered armed and dangerous, and because he is not in custody, perhaps also knowing some of his history with the military and the fact that he's a firearms instructor, so well familiar with handling firearms. They were able to track down a car that's associated with the suspect, the white Subaru you're seeing on your screen now. That was found in Lisbon, Maine, which is several miles from Lewiston. And the authorities are now urging people in Lisbon, Maine, where that vehicle was found, to also shelter in place.
He's a firearms instructor and he's ex-military. Like, that is not something to fucking play with.
With mental illness. So,
Yeah, that is definitely not something to play with at all. I mean, obviously, look at what he just did. I mean,
Right.
and he's still out on the run. Who knows? He could still cause more damage. You know,
Place while this manhunt continues.
that's what's scary about
And
it.
I want to bring in now our former FBI special agent and ABC News contributor, Brad Garrett. Now, Brad, we're being told that there's a reunification center at a middle school. There's clearly a lot of dynamic and fluid situation here. What can we expect in the coming hours as this manhunt continues?
So we don't know, obviously, if Lisbon is relevant as to where this suspect might be. However, he drove there for some reason. So I would suggest that people that go on the run typically go to locations where they have been before. That's not always the case, but it tends to be, familiarity tends to drive really most of us in a particular direction. And so is he on foot? Did he leave the weapon behind? Obviously, I don't know the answers to those. Those become completely relevant. Does he have a cabin or a location or a lake that he goes to in the past? These are all questions I'd be asking the family to see if they could track him, because there was reporting earlier that the family got involved in some form or fashion. That makes sense to me. Saw his picture, called him in, and they started looking for him. So all of those things can take you in a potential direction where he might be. And obviously, this is a guy you really have to get in custody as quickly as you can, because what he's done so far, would he continue to do that? We just don't know the answer, but the potential is obviously there.
And Brad, when you look at that surveillance video of this person of interest carrying what looks like a high-powered assault-style weapon, what comes to mind in the fact that there are two locations several miles apart, a bowling alley with lots of people, we were told, a youth bowling league underway, and then a second location, a bar and grill with, again, more sort of civilians in that second location?
They may represent something to this shooter. You know, going back to what Aaron said, that he was in a mental health facility. Obviously, this lad has some real issues. And so if that's true, is he driven by something in his head that's telling him to go to certain locations? Or maybe more importantly, what do they represent in his reality? In other words, this bowling alley and this particular bar/restaurant, it may not make any logical sense to the rest of us, but it may. It's just really hard to say, but they do mean something to him or he wouldn't have gone to them.
Now, police are urging extreme caution. Brad Garrett, thank you so much. And Aaron, one last moment with you. Clearly, he's described as armed and dangerous. He is not yet in custody. This is a very
Well, hell yeah, he's armed and dangerous. Shit.
Yeah, duh.
He's got mental health issues,
You know what?
and he's
Sometimes
you know,
reporters
that's
say
dangerous
the,
as fuck.
It's very worrying.
they say the stupidest things sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling? And the person's in there crying. So dumb. I mean, seriously, it kills me.
Into custody. He's not being called a suspect, but they are considering him armed and
You know,
dangerous.
that was always my huge.
With his military history as a firearms instructor, his familiarity with guns, and he's from the area. He's from Bowdoin, Maine. There's no telling necessarily where he could be. We know they tracked his car not far from Lewiston in Lisbon, Maine, several miles away. People are being told to shelter in place throughout the area and will be told to shelter in place. School is already canceled for tomorrow as a precaution because they just don't want anyone to come into contact with him.
Aaron Katursky, thank you. Pierre Thomas, thank you from D.C. Again, a mass
Oh,
casualty.
probably not. I turned it all the way down.
Oh, you're fine.
Different locations in Lewiston, Maine. We will, of course, continue to follow this developing story here on ABC News Live. And right now, we're going to return you to our station in Portland, Maine at WMTW. I'm Juju Chang in New York. Good night.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Public Safety Mike Soschuk, who we heard from. Again, when somebody called him a suspect, he said, no, we'll call him a person of interest. So again, an important note there. And as we've seen from Commissioner Soschuk over the time that he has been leading State Police and the Public Safety Department really cautious in releasing information, wanting to make sure that information is right. You have to respect that, but also the demand for information is very significant. And we are seeing CNN reporting 22 dead, ABC News, 20 people dead here in the state of Maine. So gathering that information, we have been wanting to make sure that it is right, it is correct. And so we are reporting information as we are able to confirm it from law enforcement partners.
And he did mention that that is an important piece of this healing process and understanding the developments, but shied away from officially confirming any of the numbers that we've heard. First the 16 number, or first 10, then 16, and 20, and in some cases 22. But we are reporting at this time, according to ABC News, that 20 people have been reported dead, dozens are hurt in the Lewiston shootings. And we know many of those injured have been taken to Central Maine Medical Center, where we have a crew outside talking about seeing some of the victims' families who are trying to get information out there, even a chaplain coming outside to try and help people sort of digest and cope and deal with what is, you can only say, is an incredibly difficult and really trying situation on this evening. It all started at 6:56, and here we are, quarter to midnight.
Some of the words we're seeing pop up: unthinkable, horrific.
So it's been going on for 5.5 hours
here in the state of Maine tonight, and we do know this search is.
And you know what? It makes me wonder, like, in my opinion, he probably had this planned. He got upset or got angry and went and did this. I mean, obviously, I feel like it's places he's known, he's been known, or he's had issues with for some reason or another. It's hard for me just to think he just walked in there and
it was just a random,
as that person of interest. And as we talked earlier,
you know what?
Yeah, it's just,
this isn't going to be very popular, but I mean, mental illness is still an illness. You know what I mean? Just like cancer and anything else. And he's very sick. I mean, I don't know if he's in a mental health crisis right now. I know he was during the summer, but we don't know right now. But if he's truly in a mental health crisis and doesn't, think
right,
he's
it's just like
for his
addiction.
life. Yeah.
It's just like addiction. It doesn't discriminate. However, you don't get to use that as a
No, you don't.
key
No, you
card to
don't.
go murder
No,
20
you
people
don't.
and injure
Nope.
60 more, because you're
Nope.
having a mental health crisis.
That's right.
You know what I'm
But
saying? That's just
I know, I get it. I'm on both sides, honey. And I'm like, don't let him be free. And then another, I don't ever want him to be free. But I just, I just have to think like how scary that would be if if he thought he was in war. I mean, and what's so scary about it? I see the main two things that scare me is the mental illness, number one, and that he was a firearms instructor. That means he has a lot of ammunition. So those scare me. But no, I don't think he should get a pass or anything. But it's just so, I don't know. If our mental health treatment was
no,
better,
love. I know you're not saying that. No, I'm just saying, like, in my opinion. I know you would
but I know,
that.
and
You know what I mean?
I get it, man. I want to take him out, but it just, hey, Casey Jones.
That is
It's
so hard to
sad.
deal with, man, because
It
so
is.
many people just lost their loved ones, their family.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, they're just sitting
Yep.
out there right now wondering if they lost their family. There's some people who probably still don't even know, at this very second as we're talking, if they lost their
Yep.
family or not. You know what I mean?
And there's people on the other side of the country that are trying to get in touch with their family that can't even get to the hospital to even check the paper, the names on the list. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just, something's going to have to change. It's got to get better, man. We ain't getting it right doing what we're doing. We ain't getting none of this right. None of it.
That's right. And I would hope that nobody would know. I would hope that he wouldn't have told anybody or anything like that. Honestly, I really, but I do gotta say, you have to pay more attention to people, like people, things and places, and like
Yes.
when they change and when they start going through things, or they stop
Yep.
doing things they like to do, or their kids and their wife left them, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean, or you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
or the kids and wife left, and the wife met somebody, and you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
the husband's.
Yep. I wrote something in the back chat if you'll go look at it. I don't ever write in back chat.
Yeah, for
Would it be
sure.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the one that I already
What's
I got? I was gonna say, Constance
Well,
put
I was going to
something
give you
back
a
here.
resource. This is real easy to remember, y'all, and
Oh,
it's
okay,
not for.
cool. Do you want me to put it in the chat, or do you just want to
It
say it?
doesn't. Oh, I can just tell it. I can just tell it to them. You just remember, and I can type it in there later. I just didn't want to type anything
Okay,
in.
cool.
But
Okay.
just remember, do star 988 on your phone. Any crisis that you're in, even resources in your area for housing and food. It didn't. Whatever. It's not just mental health. But if you're ever experiencing a crisis or a family member, give this to them. It is 100% confidential. Nobody calls you back. There's no report filed, nothing. And it's somebody to talk to. You can dial star 988 on your phone, and you can just go through the prompts, or you can text help, HELP, at the number 741-741. You just text the word help to that number, and there's always somebody available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays, everything, all the time. So if you know, if you just need somebody to talk to, man, I've used them. I ain't gonna sit there and I mean, this is what we gave out at the hospital too. So, it's a really good resource. They're really, really good. But I'm gonna put it in chat just so. But it's really easy to remember, and that's why I like it, giving it out, because it's so easy. You can just remember star 988, or you text the word help, and I'm putting it in chat, help, to the number 741-741. And there's always somebody available. So that, yeah. But I always like to ask first, because I mean, you just never know. I put it in chat, but I don't see it showing up. But who knows? I don't know what I've done. I might be gone. I don't know.
No, you're up here, love. Actually, these TikToks popped up, and I was actually looking at some of them.
Okay.
Do you want to watch some? You want to watch some of them?
Sure.
It's just like different people, you know what I'm saying, doing their TikTok thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Here, we'll do it here.
Thank you, Louisiana. Thank you, honey.
Okay, we on here.
Put that in your mind. I don't have it written down. Didn't have to tell me but twice, and I could remember it. And it's just so easy to remember, and you just never know. I've given it out in a grocery store parking lot to a woman crying. So you never know.
All right, we ready?
Let's go.
Locations in Lewiston, Maine. There have been reports. This is a breaking story happening in Lewiston, Maine. This is the man that police say is a suspect in a mass shooting. Several locations in Lewiston, Maine. There have been reports that there have been more than 12 victims. That information could change. It's just coming out. This is just happening.
Breaking news, there's currently a mass casualty event going on live in Maine right now, specifically Lewiston, Maine. This man went into a store earlier tonight wearing this looks like navy to black pants, looks like some sort of, brownish boots, a brown hoodie and carrying a rifle of some sort we don't know. And he has unalived more than 16 people right now. ABC is saying more than 10 people have been unalived. CNN is now saying more than 16, and between 50 and 60 people have also been injured and struck by bullets.
Yeah, hi, John. We did want to update you on that breaking news situation out of Lewiston, where police have ordered residents to shelter in place due to an active shooter investigation. When we first brought you this at the top of the hour, we weren't exactly sure if we could call it that. We are now confirming it is an active shooter situation.
All these are different videos on TikTok, you guys. I'm just scrolling through them.
Yeah.
They're all different videos.
All right, we got breaking news coming out of Lewis.
But it's interesting to see how many different people say different things, about the same thing.
It is.
That this is taking place, a bar and a bowling alley, and the suspect is allegedly armed with a long rifle and is still at large. EMS is being set up in a city nearby named Auburn, and police are requesting all levels of EMS, and the suspect is still at large. Now, state police in Maine said that they are asking people to shelter in place, stay inside your home with the doors locked, everything, doors, windows, everything locked. Law enforcement is currently investigating multiple locations. If you see any suspicious activity or individuals, please call 911. And then here they are rushing to the different scenes.
So Androscoggin County Sheriff's Office has released 2 still images of the suspect wanted in the 2 active shooter scenes.
All right, again, Lewiston, Maine, breaking news. He's on his third.
There's an active shooter situation in Lewiston, Maine right now, which is, I grew up in Maine, and to think that this is happening there, like there's.
All right, breaking news on that situation out of Maine. We have an active pew-pewer.
I think she's the only one that didn't say it again for like the 100th time.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you remember when Pascal remember when he got demonetized and we all went and tweeted and all the things? Okay, what he got demonetized for was for where I used to live. And the whole city got shut down. I was watching him and our local news while I was trying to track down family members and friends and just make sure everybody was okay. But it was about 20 minutes away from my house. It was crazy. It's scary. It's scary. And that's why I couldn't believe he got demonetized for that, because I'm like, what? What? They just, and that was what? A year and a half ago? Yeah, he did. He did come back. He did come over.
He came over.
I hit my Twitter with a vengeance. Man, I was like, yes, that's ridiculous. Because local news, they were only doing so much. You know what I mean? Like, to where it's like, I know that sounds crazy that Pascal would have more information, but he really did. Because local news, it was like you had to stay away from everything. It was kind of like this. It's kind of like scanners, but it's like there was multiple people. It was wild. It was, and it wasn't this many hours. It was hours, but not like this. But it was scary. Yeah, I love. He's one of my favorite creators, true crime creators. Good guy. Queen, when's the next court date? What's the response hearing deadline? Or the response deadline, not hearing. You know, working in a hospital and working nights, that was one of my biggest fears, was that somebody would get in that, because the doors are open. I mean, you can't lock the hospital doors. And, you know, back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth and I started nursing, when I became a nurse, we didn't have locks on every single utility room door and basement door. I mean, you just walked in you just walked in. You just walked into whatever, you know. I mean, we just walked into the lab. You just walked into pharmacy and said, "Hey, I need such and such." Now it's like everything's locked up.
Yeah. You talking about at the pharmacy?
Yeah, just at the hospital, just how like that was like just like working at night, you know? It's like, because the hospital is very quiet at night, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
scary. And so that was one of my biggest fears. It's like, you know, I always told my husband, I was like, man, telling you, you know, stuff starts popping off, you know, they can run right in that hospital and you wouldn't be able to find them on all those floors, trust and believe, for a hot minute. So.
Right.
And somebody was like asking if people brought their pew-pews to work. Yeah, weren't supposed to, but you did. Especially on night shift.
What would you live in? What do you mean? You you brought your pew pew to work with you, babe?
Yeah, hell yeah, I did.
What?
Hell yeah.
It was that bad where you lived at?
Yeah. I'm gonna put in back
You
chat
talking
for
like you
that.
live in Chicago or something? What
Yeah,
the
honey.
hell? Is
Yeah,
it that?
honey.
Damn, I'd be scared. Probably wouldn't, but I mean, sounds like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, there you go. I just put it in back chat.
Let me see.
There you go.
You ain't.
There you go. That explain a lot. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Holy shit.
Honey.
Holy shit.
She's even got a name. And I love the color of gunmetal gray. Yep. We all did at night, honey. Not during the day so much, but at night when I did day shift some, because I'd pull days like on different floors and stuff, I didn't worry about it. But at night, trust and believe. Lord, they're coming after me now. I live right by a hospital. Like one side of me is a fire station, the other side of me is a hospital. So they're not always out. I'm not doing cartel shit hiding in bushes all the time. Good grief. Fools come down here and get in the ocean at night and all kinds of mess. We got one more week and it should kind of really calm down here. Night, Voodoo. Night, honey. Y'all just, you know, send good vibes, good thoughts. Anything that you do, pray just for all these families, because we're going to wake up in the morning and those helicopters that we've watched land, yeah, not a good thing. You're very welcome, Voodoo. You take care of you. Take care of you, honey. You like gunmetal gray too? My favorite color, honey. Did y'all hear about the shortages that go in pew-pews? The things that come out of pew-pews? Y'all hear about that? Because we're sending a lot of stuff to Israel, and
Sorry, I was letting damn it Duke out.
Nah, damn it, Duke.
God
Get
damn it.
in bed.
All right,
Get
let's
in
see what
bed.
he's talking about. Is this anything new? Is there anything new going on? I wonder. Let's see.
Could be the tragic realization of someone who they love lost their life. So
okay.
we're going to be monitoring what's going on here. We're going to give these families their space, and we'll let you know as we learn more about what's going on here. Again, this is Auburn Middle School, the reunification point. A number of officers are here. Auburn's mayor, Jason Levesque, said he would speak with us in just a bit, and giving them their space as more vehicles are pulling into the lot here now.
All right, Terry, with some really, really difficult moments, talking to some of the family members of the victims. We are thinking of them tonight, obviously. Clearly giving them their space is extremely important, and we appreciate your sensitive reporting on that, and we're thinking of these families.
We're also getting some help in our reporting tonight from our partners at WCVB in Boston. John Atwater came up from Boston. He is in Lewiston tonight at the Just in Time Recreation, formerly Spare Time, the bowling alley. And John, it still looks like there are some lights there behind you. What have you seen since you came up here just a short time ago?
Yeah, there sure are. Yeah, there sure are. And I'm sorry to join you on such a tragic night here in Maine. But you're right, law enforcement, they continue to work behind us in the distance. Obviously, we're being kept down the roadway, but they are now starting that excruciating job of processing the scene inside this bowling alley. So obviously tonight we're thinking about all of the families, the victims, but also law enforcement and what they are going through. So we're in an area here, this bowling alley, kind of like a business park, an office park, kind of set a few minutes north of the downtown Lewiston area. So kind of a ways from downtown, and that bar maybe about 10 minutes south of us. So the locations kind of spread apart. But of course, when this all happened just before 7 o'clock tonight, law enforcement very quickly told everyone to shelter in place, to lock your doors. And there are some businesses just down the road here. And earlier tonight, I talked to some workers inside a Burger King and inside a gas station, and they were just absolutely terrified getting this news. And those Burger King workers, they locked the doors, they turned off the lights, and they went in the back and they huddled for hours. And that gas station, those workers there, same thing. A law enforcement officer came in with a rifle looking for the suspect. So they cleared that business, and all of those workers were locked in an office, just huddling and waiting to see if law enforcement could track down this suspect. Unfortunately, we're talking now 5 hours later, and they are still looking for this man. So obviously things quite unsettled here. As law enforcement, they do their job behind us here, but throughout this community, people have their doors locked, and they are just sheltering in place until police can find this person of interest.
All right, John, with that report, really painting the picture for us, the officers coming in with a rifle looking for the person of interest, people huddled together in an office. What moments, a really tragic, difficult moment for so many people. And we do know that there was a children's bowling league there this evening. At least one of the kids was 11 years old. We're working on getting more of that interview for you so we can play that for you a little bit later, but we appreciate that report from John tonight.
We do want to turn back to Connor Clement. He is in Lisbon. We understand he just spoke with the police chief there in Lisbon. And Connor, what did you hear? That was the area where police were searching from the sky with that chopper. What have you heard? What is the latest on the search there, where they also found the person of interest vehicle?
Yeah, John, well, you can probably hear it, actually. That helicopter, we checked back in with you guys 15 minutes ago. That helicopter had left the area. You can hear it. It's flying right over my head as we speak. So that helicopter is back here. It's circling the same area here in Lisbon that it was before for quite some time. And you're right, I did catch up with Ryan Miggy. He's the police chief here in Lisbon. We're actually outside of the police headquarters here in town. And he's at Springworks on that property of Springworks Farm I mentioned earlier, as are a lot of law enforcement. It's a heavy police police presence. He came up to us and told us, guys, you need to move down the road. This is an unsafe area. It's very dangerous to be here in this area. So we moved down the road, probably about a mile from where we were before, and we're just up the way now from Springworks Farm. And there's a large police presence out back of the farm there and surrounding the property. Out back, if you look on a map, Springworks Farm, it's a huge green field out back of the farm there. And then there's a development. It looks like a development of homes situated way out back of the farm. That seems to be the area, that general vicinity where law enforcement are keying in on. And again, Ryan McGee, the police chief here, he was fully decked out in tactical gear. He was brandishing a rifle. He told us it's dangerous here, guys. You need to move out of the way. You need to move down the road to get to safety. He said it's not a safe place to be here in Lisbon right now as they continue to scour that area. So again, the helicopter back in the sky here, you might make assumptions that it left the area to refuel. Obviously, it was circling the area for quite some time. We don't know that to be true, but it is back in full force. It's actually coming back this way now. The lights are back on. It's shining a light.
See, I think of it like each person is a mama, a daddy, a brother, a sister, a daughter, a son,
Yeah,
a
I was gonna
niece,
say,
a
I mean, there's
nephew. Just
several people have lost their lives, and that's sad. I mean,
my
somebody's gonna wake up
God.
tomorrow, one less family member, and that sucks.
Or two. I mean, it could
Oh,
be
yeah,
two
or
or three
two.
in
I
a
mean,
family. I mean, if the whole family was there together, I mean, that's, oh,
well, this guy right here was talking. Let's see what he's talking about.
He's been there for a while now. And Mal, again, what's the update? A little while ago, you said you heard some interesting sounds, and we're seeing lights in the off the road there. What's the update there live right now?
Yeah, Greg, we haven't heard much since that time that we heard that bang sound. It's unclear what that was or where exactly it came from, though it did sound like it was coming in that direction. But again, then after that, we didn't see much movement at all. We have been seeing some law enforcement vehicles coming and going from the scene. And of course, when we touched base with you about a half hour ago, we were seeing a helicopter flying overhead using a spotlight down below in a very forested area near where we are here on Lisbon Street. But we haven't seen that helicopter in a while. We also saw a drone flying overhead, but that also left the scene a while ago. So it's been relatively quiet over here now. I was listening to that state police press conference just a short time ago, and they did mention that that vehicle that seems to be connected to this incident was found somewhere in Lisbon, but what is unclear is exactly where in Lisbon that was. I have reached out to a state police spokesperson to see if that might have been right around the scene where we are, which is right by the Androscoggin River. We're also very close to Lisbon Falls as well, but there still does seem.
And I hate to say that, if he parked his car and left his car and he's out there somewhere and they don't have any perimeter set up out there or anything like that, he's probably gone. You know what I'm saying? He's probably long gone by now.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, come on now. And I highly doubt he's gonna stick around.
Yeah.
Honestly. And these guys they're all
Should
leaving.
They need to have bed space? Should they need to have surgery? Maine Medical Center also saying that they are prepared to have patients be transferred to their facility.
And on the flip side of that, there are people who are not sure maybe where their loved ones are tonight. Terry is set up at a reunification center in Auburn, at the Auburn Middle School. And he said that he is starting to see cars sort of trickle in and try and get information about where a loved one might be, or perhaps give information about this person of interest, Robert Card, who police have urged people, if they know who this is, if they have seen him perhaps at one of these locations that he allegedly targeted this evening, to please either call 911 or let them know.
Central Maine Medical Center saying that they are reacting and responding to this mass casualty event. That is how they described it, a mass shooter event. They are calling in medical professionals. They are sprinting in to be there. That is what we saw earlier tonight via Terry Stackhouse. We now know that Miles Hood is at Central Maine Medical Center, keeping an eye on what is happening there at the medical facility tonight. Miles, I know you just got there a few moments ago. Busy place for ambulances earlier.
And I'm going to tell you something else, too, that people don't think about is every procedure at that, well, any hospital around that area is canceled unless it's life-threatening. If you had surgery planned and you ain't going to die, it got canceled. Baby inductions, scheduled C-sections, just repeat, all that got canceled because every single, if you have a medical license, that just means go. That, yeah, you've got to go, and yeah. And then like different hospitals have different, like we had like a hazmat team, and we had a bomb team, we had all kinds of different teams, and then we all knew that, we used to wear pagers, and back in the day with the dinosaur days. Yeah, the hospital immediately, when they started bringing people in, that hospital immediately went on lockdown. Immediately. Because the family members alone in there, it would just. And they have to just keep everybody safe, and you don't know where he is. So if they're telling you to go home and lock your doors, or stay wherever you're at in place and lock your doors, trust and believe that hospital was locked down at jump. Yeah, you remember the pager days, Running Bear? Me too, honey. I hated that thing.
I don't know, man.
I don't know,
I'll tell you
man.
what.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is, Jones. She said, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? I don't know, man. It's mental health issues. I'm guessing there's some kind of something going on.
And maybe he
they
went
never
in a
did say,
crisis.
but
They
they said
said that.
he was in a mental hospital in the summer of 2023. So that was just a few months back.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only in the middle of October here. Like, shit, that was a few months back.
And he was
December,
only in
June,
for
July,
2
August.
weeks. Yeah, and
September,
only in
October,
for
so.
2 weeks. And 2 weeks is a long time in a mental hospital. You know what I mean? That's a long time in a mental hospital. Usually, you get hours, not days.
Well, and not only that, if he's a firearms instructor, okay, and he's ex-military, and then he goes into a mental hospital for 2 weeks. You would think that they would make him give up his firearms.
Nope. That's his constitutional right, honey. Unless he has been convicted of a felony, or, now this is where it gets weird, a danger to himself or others, and that's where the treatment of the mental health that I have a problem with.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. An issue to himself or others. You know what I'm saying? If he. I would hope that they would come back and say that he reported to do so, was talking about doing this or made threats to do this, and nobody said anything about it.
Yeah. A 2-week stint in a mental hospital, they're not going to.
Because like I said, I didn't take Aileen serious. I never took Aileen serious. So,
I didn't either.
That's what it reminds me of. Like, what if he did say something? What if he did make a threat or something and he wasn't taken serious? You know what I'm saying? What if they just blew him off? Like, oh yeah, whatever, fuck you. You're not going to really do that. Ha ha ha.
Right. Yeah, you're just pissed off today. Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Right. And then he turned around and did it. I would feel like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's just hurtful.
It is. It's like that's where you sit on that. It's like, oh my God,
Halloween baby says so many lives changed forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right. And really, we're not the victims. We don't really know how many victims there are, because if you
right.
weren't hit with a bullet, or the depression, the
Hey, Navy.
PTSD, the kids that saw things, their life. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. That's why I want mental health to get better, so those kids can have better mental health than that person did.
This evening, what have you seen since you got there?
Yeah, as I've arrived here at Central Maine Medical Center, it's been rather quiet. We were kind of told to set up at the 7-Eleven across the street, and so with that, what we're seeing is people being walked to their cars by security guards. People being walked to their cars by armed security guards. And even as we kind of approached and we were arriving, we see the armed guards with the long guns still on station, still on standby. We even asked to go closer to the emergency department for our own safety, and they said no. Just for keeping things consolidated and keeping things in their own ranks, and that's what we're seeing right now. Actually, the 7-Eleven across the street has closed down, like the other 7-Elevens we just talked about in other areas. They're actually closed to the public, and they're only really opening up for police officers as well.
Yeah.
And Miles, how busy has it been behind you? I mean, we can kind of see the emergency room over your shoulder there. Are you seeing people coming and going? How busy is it, or how busy isn't it?
That's the thing, is compared to what I was hearing Terry talk about, it really isn't that busy as of now. I mean, there are still a good amount of cars kind of parked in front of emergency in that parking lot, but I've seen, 4 or 5 people be escorted out in just a few moments that I've arrived and sort of driven around and assessed the area.
All right, Miles, thank you. We are going to take some video now, or some live pictures of the reunification center that has been set up. That is at the Auburn Middle School. These are live pictures of people who have just probably arrived in the last 15 minutes or so to either give or get some information, give information possibly about the person of interest, or get information.
Oh, Trey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She said, Queen, that happened. My sibling drunk told me they were going to my parents, and I didn't believe them. 6 weeks later, the cops came to my house to tell me they were shot.
Oh, Trey, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just think people are joking. You don't take them serious. There's been plenty of times where I've just thought people were joking.
Yep.
But I've never had somebody do something like that. And I think that if, I would carry some sort of guilt to a point if I did, you know what I'm saying? If somebody did say they were going to go do this, and then next thing you know, 60, 70 people are hurt,
or one,
right, even just one, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if they told you, hey, I'm going to go do this at this bowling alley in this gas station or whatever, and you blew them off. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've heard, I'm going to go fuck him up, or I'm going to go beat his ass or whatever. And you just blow him off like, okay, yeah, right.
And that's why I think about his parents, it's like the what ifs, that they're going to have, and his family, if only I would have, if only I'd have done this, the what ifs.
Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and then you sit and think about that, but it's the guilt, and nobody. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of us that nobody can be harder on me than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was December 8th, 1992, but it's like, this hurts. I feel for the victims here so much. Yeah.
And Trey, if you need to step away, baby, take care. Everybody, take care of yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
First.
Yeah, because this can be tough. I mean, I wasn't really even going to go live tonight. And then I seen this on here, and I'm like, oh, we got to go talk about this. This is.
Yep.
This is a lot,
Talking about self-care. I slept like 14 hours yesterday. I shorted out, man. I missed it. I missed everything. Missed it all.
Oh yeah, the live last night was.
Yeah. I fell asleep.
So disappointed. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yep. I woke up in my clothes. That's a
You
that's
slept
a
so good.
weird
You
look.
slept so
Hey,
good. You woke
man,
up in your damn clothes.
honey, look when you wake up and at 3 in the morning and you lay down at 3 in the afternoon and you still got your clothes on,
Damn.
ain't brushed your
You
teeth,
wake up
ain't
like, is there
taking your
school today? Did
medicine.
I miss school?
Shoot, man, I didn't even know what day it was, honey. Look, did you hear what 6 up?
Oh my God. I
Look,
sure
let me
did.
tell you,
I did.
she got me. She
She
trolled
got,
me
look,
without
she
even
got me
knowing.
too with it. I was like, hold on, because somebody kept, okay, so somebody emailed me and they kept saying, no, I went to that channel. That's not her. I'm like, yeah, it is.
I didn't know. I was asleep. Okay, so I wake up and I'm like, what the hell? Why am I subbed? Why? What is this? And then I saw, and
With
yeah,
the
and then I
little
cracked up
dinosaur
laughing.
thing or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, but it was like, but I had been asleep. This was like after it was over, and I'm like, what in the world? So yeah, I was like, crap. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know what day it was. I had my clothes on, funky teeth, no medicine. I didn't even have a gummy,
I feel like
honey.
you wake up, your hair's off to the side.
Oh, look, look, hey, I had that. Look, I'm gonna tell off on myself. Look, I
Did I
had that
miss
big
the
old,
damn day?
that big old line of slobber that you get. That big dried line, and then if your hair is just a little bit down on your neck, you get that curl with that dried slobber. That's how I woke
I
up.
am done with you.
Yeah, I had dry. I had dried slobber curl. No wonder he didn't wake me up. He
Oh,
told me
you
some
was
bitch
sleeping
shit.
hard as hell.
Oh no. He's like, well, you were snoring. I was like, I don't snore. He just laughed. I was like, oh well, maybe I do. Don't stop him from snoring, no, does it? That's all right.
All right.
But yeah, man, I woke up and shoot, man, I thought I'd subbed to some other channel and found out she trolled, and then I had to troll her a little bit this morning. I was like, oh my God, she is a hacker. She hacked me and made me sub up to her channel, and I'm yeah. I had to troll her
Yeah,
a little
somebody
bit.
said, no, that's not hers. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, if you guys want to know, you need to go to Six Up's channel and you need to go to Jenna's so you guys can find out for yourselves.
There you go.
Got emails saying, you said to go to her. You said to go to that channel and that's not her. I'm like, yeah, it is. That is her channel. I said, that one's down. She's got the other one, Karma something, or the other. And, and a bitch, I'm so goddamn confused. I'm thinking, what the fuck? And she goes, no, I think Six Up was live at the time. So they were like, no, Six Up is on there. I'm like, no way. I'm like, she trolled the fuck out of us.
Well, okay. All right. Let me tell. Okay. All right. So, okay. Shit. I ain't saying nothing. Every time I say something, 12 people jump up and mass fight. All I got to look, I'm going to trigger the hell out of some bitches. 15. 15. Okay. There you go. There's a live. I can throw a number out there. 7. Get trigger. Oh, hey, Queen, YouTube dumpster firefighter sent you an email to send to me. So.
Oh, did they? I'll have to go back in there and look.
Or just resend it to her. YouTube. That's
yeah, you can resend it and I'll forward. You always show me to forward it to you.
Just forward it to me. Yeah, that's
perfect.
Fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she is my sweet, 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 sweet friend. From
shit! Don't let
Tim
hear that. He's gonna be like, I hate all of you.
I know. We love him.
Well, how many days do you think it'll take for this guy to get caught?
I think he'll be caught. Hopefully tonight. But
I hope he gets caught tonight too.
I think he'll be caught by 24 hours. I think he'll be caught.
Shit, I sure as hell hope so.
Damn, woke up the president and everything. Shit.
Yeah, they got his ass up and prepped on it and everything.
Yep. Wake up, brother. They said, wake up, bud.
Right.
Comb your hair, put your makeup on. Let's prop you up. Say something.
Get up here. We got a
Yeah.
mass casualty going on.
Yep. No, I don't think it's going to turn into. I don't think it'll turn into Cavalante or Cavacont, whatever. However you say that.
That
Whatever.
Cavalcante or whatever. You don't think
Yeah.
it'll take a couple
Yeah.
days?
Yeah, I
See,
don't
I was
think
wondering if it would take them a couple days to go find. You know what I mean?
No, it ain't gonna. And everybody, all y'all, just stay at home. Don't go
Well,
there.
because like I said, that guy's ex-military, just like
I
just
know.
like he, not the Cavalcante was or whatever, but he still had his, he still had.
I don't know. I think Cavalcante was a little bit more survivalist skills, to where this guy's more firepower and military skill. You know what I mean? Like that's a little. I mean, I know they have both, but still, I just
Right.
I just have to pray that they get him tonight.
We can only hope.
I know. All right, you had to do that, didn't you?
No, I'm
All
getting
right.
tired, love. I gotta
I
get
am
off of
too.
here. Shit.
I'm gonna hop down. I gotta go catch on my 24 more hours of sleep.
I know. You gotta go catch up. That's why I said shit. You wake up and don't even know what day it is.
Honey, I woke
Jesus.
up with a spitty curl, honey. I had a spitty curl on the side of my head. I was like, what in the hell?
Said
I didn't
shambles.
take
What
a
the
shower or
hell's
nothing. I
going
was like,
on?
oh my God.
Is it morning, noon, or night? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I don't know what I was like, God dog, man. That is it's like I mean it was 3 o'clock in the morning, so of course it's dark, and I'm like, what?
Your
I mean, I
husband's
never
probably like, what
woke
the
up.
hell you doing up?
I didn't wake up to pee. I didn't wake up for nothing. I mean, I was out. I mean, out. Like,
Oh
just,
yeah, you was out for real.
I didn't get underneath them covers. Did he cover me up? Hell no. Did he get my
Oh, that
whoop?
shit.
No, he didn't even get my whoopee, honey. I
That
laid up in there.
shithead.
Look, I swear, all I did was take off my flip flops. I was ready to go night night. Took me just a little sleepy nap.
You know you're tired when you don't even cover. When you don't even get your jams on.
It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I wasn't gonna put my jams on.
Oh
I
right.
laid
Well,
down at
yeah, 3
3.
o'clock in the afternoon. I guess not. You're just
Yeah,
gonna take a
I
little.
was just
See, I
like, well,
take little cat naps. Like I'll
yeah,
take
I
a
was
little
like, well,
cat
my
nap.
back's
Rest my eyes.
hurting. Yeah, I was like, my back's hurting. I need to clip a few things, send a few things. Man, I clipped one thing. Next thing I know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. All hell popped off, and I missed it. And now it's private, and I can't even see it.
Said I clipped one thing. This thing I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Shit.
Honey, I don't even know if I seen it. I don't know. If you get weird stuff from me and you just go, oh my God.
Oh, good Lord.
But Valoma, look, I was over in the Jerks chat, and Valoma was in there, and she was like, hey, she goes, she wrote in chat, she goes, were you on panel last night at Queen? She said it was popping off. I said, hell
Oh
no, bitch. I
shit.
was asleep. I said, hell no, I wasn't. I said, nope.
I think
Nope.
independent thinker. She's like, I'm so glad I missed your live from last night. I said, I am too. I am too, because you wouldn't have liked it. That's all.
New Jersey ramen. Mwah, mwah. Much love to you too, darling. All right. So, everybody that remembers the numbers that I told y'all, see who can win the prize, the Rowena prize that remembers it.
Oh shit, Farkendugan.
Yeah, I love Farkendugan. Oh, I gotta get KK's channel name. A bunch of people
Not the
have asked for it.
Farkendugan. I don't even know what it is, baby. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know.
I'll get it. I'll email. I'll try to see if I can't find it.
I can get it. I had it and I forgot what it was. So we got to go play bingo, y'all. Seriously, she had a blast over here. I know she did. And
oh, I know she did.
Got to show her
She
some
came.
love.
Well, you know what? Actually, she tried to come up here yesterday, and she tried to talk to Ernie Shell, and he kept fucking with her. So yeah, she finally dropped herself off or kicked herself off. And I'm kind of glad that she did, because I didn't want him to be attacking her like that. You know what I mean? Or saying rude shit to her. Not even like so much attacking her, but just like saying rude shit to her,
Kind of protective over KK, I mean,
well, yeah, and I didn't want
say some
Ernie
real
Shell
fucked up
talking to
shit.
her like, what I'm, he says crazy shit.
Yeah,
And
I
just
know.
like, I just didn't want him to say things that were gonna ever hurt her feelings,
Right.
or you know what I
He kind
mean?
of says stuff like, "Please help me, Facebook." Yeah, that's the kind of shit he says. So there you go.
Yeah, please help me, Facebook. She came up here too and ripped
Did she
Turning
tear
into
into
us.
him? God damn it. All right. You're going to have to privately send me that.
Well, he
and I'll
came up here
sign
and
a
was telling big old
NDA.
whoppers. Girl, you missed it. He came up here and was talking about he was a what did he say he was? He said he was a something something.
Well,
And
if he's a Kentucky colonel, I can print off the
somebody else
same.
was like, so basically you're saying you're unemployed.
Yes, Ernie Shell has been unemployed
He's
forever.
like, yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I am.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Have been my whole life. Except for
Sitting
the
up here
time
acting like
that I
he's better
worked for
than
the
somebody else. I'm
company.
like, look, and then at first, the first time he came up here, I couldn't even fucking hear him the whole time. Like he's talking the whole fucking time. And thank God B Tim and that girl could hear him, but I couldn't hear him for some fucking reason. I couldn't hear what he was saying. I'm like, what the hell?
You couldn't hear
So
Ernie?
then I told him, I said, so he said some fucking weird shit. Then he jumps off the panel and I'm like, oh, that was a bitch move. Don't do that shit. So as soon as I got back home, I was like, oh, scared dog, I'm back here. He came back up here and we tried to have a conversation, but he just could not. First of all, he could not like focus enough to even have a conversation. Then he kept getting like distracted by other things, which is a lot of drama I don't know about between their communities and stuff. So there's a lot that goes on between them that I have no idea about or whatever. But what I was really upset was about the things that he was blaming. I won't even use names because y'all already know what time it is, but I just don't think that was right. And I think it was fucked up. And I think it was really wrong of him to even insinuate that. You know what I mean?
That was gross. Yeah.
I
I
so
had
it pissed me
seen
right off.
that yesterday during the day, what he had
Yes,
said,
it pissed
and
me
it was
right the fuck off
disgusting.
that he did that he said it that way, and then that he even put it out there like asking questions of his chat and basically saying little dog whistles and just stupid shit, and threatening to go to the DA and call his mother. And I'm like, you're just taking shit way too far, and this is enough. Enough is a fucking enough. Like, how are you that? How dare you? You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
So
he needs a lot more help than Facebook can ever give him.
Yeah, for sure.
Highway, taser, whatever.
Well, and like I said, he kept wanting to call people out on different shit. Well, I don't know his history, so I can't call him out like that because I don't know shit. Like, I don't know the history about him and stuff. So, not much of it. I mean, I know a little bit, like here and there, little parts, but I don't know everything. So, please help me. Facebook came up and she was like, no. She's like, he scammed such and such. She started naming him off. She's like, what? Why didn't you, take care of that or whatever? And he didn't have an answer for it. So he was obviously caught,
Yeah. He's something else, man. Shoot, God, he is his own.
He was trying to impress B Tim. He's like, yeah, I worked as a combat officer, or what did he say? A fucking
what?
Yeah, he said some kind of a super soldier or something.
Oh, whatever. They print out. What? Did he make a certificate?
They called him.
Kentucky?
Well, Constance Sue called him out on a few of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? She came up and called him out. Please help me. Facebook called him out on a couple of his fucking things that he was lying about. You know what I mean?
Look, I saw the most.
He was telling big ass.
I thought the funniest comment that I saw in Discord was somebody called him
Thunder Kitty.
No, it was barcode bangs. Barcode bangs. You know how he has those little hairs that hang down, his little bangs, the barcode bangs?
Yes.
Yeah, barcode bangs, yeah.
Barcode bangs. Yeah, because he had the nerve to talk about Benny's bangs. He's like, oh, something about something about fucking bangs, something. And please help me. Facebook was like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking to like that about Benny's fucking bangs when you got fucking bangs.
Girl, we're gonna have a watch party, honey. Me and you
cut across your forehead.
Girl, we're gonna look. Me and you gonna have a one-on-one StreamYard, and yeah. It's going to be all the things, and I can say whatever I want. I can say 15 or 7 or 2 or none or 100
I just thought that was hilarious that they, you know what I mean? Then he's like, Ernie Shell's like, oh, that's why you got an ankle bracelet. And he's like, that's why you got warrants.
I take that back. I gave that misinformation. I have to correct myself because, I am the shit starter rumor misinformation queen up here. So apparently, but
I'm
so
just saying, man,
Ernie
like
has
he
had a
really felt
job.
like he was getting one over on Benny by saying he was on the ankle monitor. Like everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, oh
No,
no," you know.
no,
But he's like,
not
"Oh, that's okay.
Benny.
That's why you got warrants." And oh fuck, you'd have thought he lost his shit.
Mm-mm. Oh, honey, look.
Oh, it was something,
There's
man.
a creator that she got some mail. She's been getting a little bit of mail. We got another creator that apparently has been passing people's information around, and through her what she once had was a business, and now the attorney general of her state is sending her letters about her doxing through her business. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
What the hell?
Yeah, I just put her name in back
I tell
chat.
you what, some of the shit I hear on here, just
Girl, honey, I can fill you in, honey. I'm in the bushes. I'm everywhere.
right. And
Sometimes, and
look,
look,
but he's
the
not
other,
ashamed, right? BK's not ashamed of his fucking ankle monitor. He does not give a fuck.
I wonder
Ernie
if he's
tried to
got.
act like he was embarrassed about it.
I wonder if he's got tan lines like I have my flip flop tan lines. Yeah, I wonder if he has those for his ankle monitor. You know, I'm just asking.
Well,
For
then
a friend.
look, he comes up and he's like, "That's why you played. That's why you played kid videos or something, something." And Ernie's like all quiet. He just like instantly got quiet as fuck.
Really?
Yeah, he did. And then he's
Girl.
like, "Listen," but he's like, "Don't you fucking lie! Don't you fucking lie!"
Girl.
I did it. I only did it for awareness.
I slept with my spitty curl. I slept with my spitty curl.
You fucking missed it, man.
Oh, the tragedy pimps. Oh my God. I missed it.
Man, I'm probably just high laughing at stupid shit, but I just fucking that shit.
I missed it. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to watch it
No,
together.
there
I
was
don't know
other
how
shit
many
I was
hours
pissed
it
about,
was.
but there was some shit that was funny that I could not help but laugh at. You know what I mean? That just and then that girl, she's like, "What do you need, Thunder Kitty?" Because he's like, "You call me Lightning Tiger." She's like, "I'm not calling you that, sir." He's like, "Yeah, you call me Lightning Tiger." And she's like, "All right, Thunder Kitty."
Exactly. Hi. Oh, I could say something. Oh, I
I'm
could
like,
say
"Not
something.
Thunder Kitty."
Kind of like, yeah, yeah. Poor little thing. Poor little. What do you call it? What did I say? Barcode bangs. I will never forget that.
Poor little barcode bangs.
Poor little barcode bangs.
Poor little
Poor
barcode.
thing.
Dark and Farkin Boogan. Dude,
Farkin Dugan. God.
He was pulling a Farkin Dugan.
Yeah. I might be Farkin Dugan for Halloween. I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Okay, you guys have to get costumes. Wing Zero has a costume, and she's
Oh, I know.
like,
I've seen
super
it,
stoked.
baby.
Yes, she's super stoked, and she wants Tim to be here and everybody. So,
Oh yeah, she is so stoked, honey. We've been talking about this for weeks. I was on a voice chat. I was in voice chat with her when I was like, "Yes, order it now." Yes, get it. Do you know what it is? Don't say if you do. I mean, don't say what it is, but do you know what it is?
no, I don't.
Okay.
No,
I'm
Benjamin.
saying.
As far as I know, they have not caught him yet. But I have to get to bed. I'm tired, and I got to get up early, so I
Yeah.
got to get off of here. But as far as I know, they have not caught him yet, and they did find his vehicle, but they did not find him. So hopefully by tomorrow
prayers.
morning, we'll wake up to good news, and he'll be. They'll have found him.
Wing, I know you're excited, honey.
I know she is. She's super stoked. I'm excited for her.
She's so excited. And our costumes will kind of go together, you know?
Yes, I am. I'm excited. I'm excited for that too.
Our costumes kind of go together. Only 2 people know what I'm going to be.
Oh, shit. See, Wing, she told me. She actually even showed me, and I'm like, oh my God, how cool is that? So,
Isn't that cool? I know.
yeah.
Oh, I've got, there's going to be accessories with it too. Trust and believe. Yeah, I'm giving her ideas. Sure am.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, in fact, I thought of one yesterday. Yeah, Wing, I'm going to DM you because I had an idea of something that you could put with that. So, all right, well, I'm going to hop down Everyone be safe. I didn't see not one of y'all lazy tails put star 988 in chat when I asked for it. So y'all don't win the road prize. Y'all don't win Robo prize. No gummies
Oh,
for
the
y'all.
fucking Dugan. All right, babe.
All right.
I love you. Good night.
Love you too. See y'all later. Be
Good
safe.
night. We'll
Good
talk
night.
at you after bed. Bye, everybody. I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching this and following it with me. I appreciate you, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.